Hi guys. Uh,
Okay.
there are important people here, which we'll introduce in a second. Welcome to the Six Pack Podcast, episode Jazzy
23.
23.
Bertine.
Ber- uh,
Bertine.
Bertine, yes.
Yep. Thank you.
We have a special guest. We have a very different layout today because there's 5 of us when there are normally 4. Shan's with us, Sophie's with us, Jazzy's with us, and we also have Paul Bondy.
Hi.
I'll put the vinyl down now. We can put the vinyls down.
Thank you. My arm hurts.
We'll talk about the vinyl in a second. Commiserations to those who unfortunately couldn't join us today. Sophie and Jazzy were able to roll nicely on the roly polies and get in here. Any housekeeping before we get to our lovely guest, guys? Shannon, any housekeeping?
Not that I can think of.
Sophie,
I
Jazzy.
read the comments. Forgot again.
Read the comments.
I'm not looking it up right now.
Just to say, on the back of the last episode, I'm so pleased that my little telling off from Holly for uttering Bertine in the serving can trip was your highlight of the episode. It was great to see you all laughing so much.
Good. I'm glad. All right. Well, while Shan does that, we are graced with, I don't know, at this point, Natural Six music royalty.
Yeah.
Paul, composer, producer, DJ, audio engineer, gamer. What else can he do, ladies and gentlemen? Everything.
Up a really good state.
Yeah, anything and everything. Paul, tell us a little bit about yourself and how you found Natural Six.
Okay. Well, I am Paul, and I've been a musician for a long time now. Since God, I think I started my first musical journey in like the year 2000. So we're going on 25 years now. That's terrifying. Um, God. And I've also been a massive gamer for all of those years. That's one thing that's never left me. I love video games very much, and the worlds that they depict and the music in video games has been a huge inspiration for me throughout my life. And I sort of channeled a lot of it into the work that I've done as InsideInfo, which is my drum and bass alias, if you like. And now I'm composing music for games and bits and bobs, like things like Natural Six, which is an insanely huge privilege and an honor. And that's me. I've been composing, kind of doing this sort of stuff now for quite a while, probably about sort of 5 years, I'd say. 5 or 6 years, I don't know. I kind of lose track of time. And how I met Natural Six or got involved with them was that one of my clients is Double Jump, who are the amazing production team behind Natural Six. And I can't say enough kind and amazing things about those guys. They're just awesome. And I'll tell you the story about how I got introduced to Double Jump because it's quite strange. I had a flatmate who I used to live with when I lived above a kebab shop, and we used to do pirate radio together many, many years ago. And he worked for a company called Last FM, and the offices were down in Old Street. And Cam and Seb, who own Double Jump, also happened to be in the same offices. And one day they were having lunch with my friend Ben, and they said, "Oh, we're looking for a guy who does music. We're doing this kind of agency thing, and we need a guy who can write music and preferably likes video games. Do you know anyone?" And Ben was like, "Yeah, I do actually. My friend Paul, who I've known for many years, would most likely fit your bill. I'll put you in touch." So completely out of the blue, I get this email years ago asking if I would be up for doing some music for some video game trailers, which to me was possibly the best email I've ever received. I was like, "Oh my God, this is like just wow. This is what I've always wanted to do, but never really known how to get into it." Um, and from that moment on, yeah, I became their composer, and we've worked together loads over the years. I've done loads of stuff with them, and then so would have been a couple of years ago now. I get a call from them explaining to me about Natural Six, and it was that they were doing the first episode, and they weren't really sure how it was going to go and all this sort of stuff, and they actually asked me about some audio stuff. Like originally, it was like, how do you like what is your advice on getting this recorded, like the microphone set up and all this sort of stuff. So I was like, listen, I'll come down and give you guys a hand on the first run and we'll see how we go. Originally, I was going to do the audio engineering for the podcast and just like, make sure that all the episodes sounded all right. But they didn't need me in the end because they kind of automated it. So it was fine.
Yep.
But I was there on the first day and that's how I met them. And I think we went to the pub when the episode was finished and I was like, listen, guys, if you ever need any music, I'm here. Let me know. And I think they were sort of, shown my work that I'd done with Double Jump over the years, and we stayed in touch, and then the album came about, which was amazing, and I was like, yes, let's do it. What a great opportunity. So yeah,
Very cool.
that's how
Very
I got
cool.
to know them.
Well, we'll get to the album in a second. We have a set of questions that we ask all of our guests. I'll maybe ask the first one, then I'll pass around to the guys here. Paul, have you ever played any D&D or any other tabletop games? If so, what's your kind of origin story with respect to that?
So me personally, no, I have not, but I have set up a character which I've completely forgotten about. This is a few years ago, because I've got friends that play it. I've got a few different friends in different groups that play it, and Um, I'm aware of it, and I know, I'm a fan of like the idea of it. It sounds great, and the social aspect of it as well. Other tabletop games, I've got friends who are very into Warhammer 40K, and I actually held like a session for them at my house. Not that I don't play it, and I don't really know what's going on. I just cook the food and basically entertain them while they played it, and it was great. I had loads of people around. We all ate, and it was awesome. So I kind of watched them, and they got me like I was always very intrigued by the design of the characters and things like that. I always loved like alien design and all that sort of stuff. So I'm really a big fan of the art side of that sort of thing. But D&D, my only encounter really with D&D was basically Baldur's Gate. I played Baldur's Gate and loved it very much. And kind of got the mechanics of it from playing that. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, which was great. Actually, I still haven't finished Baldur's Gate. I've got on to the last level, but by the time I'm now like I got there quite quickly, and they've released so much DLC and like patches and God knows what else since they've. I might as well just restart it. It's
Restart,
just
yeah.
yeah. So yes, the answer is
Excellent.
no. I have not played D&D, unfortunately.
Cool.
But I
And
would
when
love
we
to.
say when you're saying Baldur's Gate, are you talking about Baldur's Gate 3, the latest one that was
Okay,
released?
3, yeah, the latest one. Yeah,
Okay.
sure. I haven't played the other two, but 3. Yeah.
Cool. Shan, would you like to ask Mr. Bondy about his dice?
Yeah. So this is a personal favorite question of Harry, who's not with us, not DM Harry, but our Harry. And he likes to ask, what's your favorite die? And then on one of any of the polyhedrals, any of those seven little guys, and then what's your favorite number? And it doesn't have to be on that die. It's just what's your favorite number?
Oh, wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Okay, well, my experience of the die, if you like, is that there's all. I mean, I went to Comic Con this year, and they sell just some incredibly beautiful looking
Mm-hmm.
sets. I did get one, I think, like in a bag for my daughter. She wanted some, so she's got some in a room somewhere that I could dig out. In terms of, I don't really have a favorite die. To be
Don't
honest with you.
really
I don't
have a
know.
favorite.
Yeah.
These are kind of
Okay.
the set, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the D20 is like the most kind of
It
the
is the
famous
iconic
one,
one,
right?
yes.
Yeah.
The
You can also
D20
go
is the
with
famous one.
6. 6 is
Yeah,
easy. Everybody
6 is
knows
a good
the
number.
six-sided die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is my favorite number is a very good question. I mean, the number 7 always seems to come up a lot in my life. That's obviously, when someone says pick a number, I
Yeah.
always think of the number 7 for
7.
some bizarre reason. But I guess I should say the number 6 is my favorite number, right? Because here we are.
Fits
But
nicely.
yeah, I can be the extra member, so
There
I'll
you
be
go.
You're the
natural
seventh
7.
Number
number.
7.
The seventh
Exactly.
Yep.
The unofficial 7. Although that might be
Exactly.
Sam. He might get a bit jealous of me because
Oh
he's
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Get some
Yeah,
competition
that's
then for the +1.
right. Yeah,
Right?
yeah, maybe. Yeah. Oh, well, never mind.
All right, Sophie. You want to ask the
Harry's
question?
other question.
The question.
Mhm.
Which Final Fantasy is the best Final Fantasy?
So, my experience of Final Fantasy, I was one of about 7 people in the UK, right, who owned a Sega Saturn, which was not the console which Final Fantasy was released on. Final Fantasy was released on the PlayStation. So the whole Final Fantasy series passed me by completely up until recently when they relaunched, when they did the remake of 7. And
Mhm.
then and I also have played one of the later entries, which was 14, I think. It was the one where the guys were rolling around the desert in a car. I don't know. I played a bit of that.
15.
That's 15.
15.
Yep.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah.
And I really wanted to play the one that Ben was in, but I just haven't had time yet. So I guess like my favorite of the Final Fantasies I've played, which is the 2 of them, was the remake of 7. But I didn't think it was that great. I thought it was okay. I thought like it was cool. It didn't really inspire me to play the follow-up version of because they. So I don't know. I mean, I suppose most people's favorite, as I read online, is the original version of 7. Right? That's like the best version of Final Fantasy, I
It's
guess.
the default option, I think.
Yeah,
It's the default option.
it's the
But I
go-to
thought that-
Again,
answer.
it's 7. Again, it's 7. It's
yeah.
just,
Yeah,
it's the number.
it is 7, right? But I thought
we
the
do have a
remake
good
was
spread
okay.
here.
It didn't blow me away though, but it was cool.
Yeah.
I enjoyed it as a game. Whether or not I'll play the second part, I don't know. Or the
Yeah.
third part, who knows?
It's
Or
a
the third
time
part.
sink.
This
Yeah.
is the thing, and
Time
there's
sink.
so many games that I have to play. Like that, I just the things just get relegated to the bottom of the list. So
Definitely. Definitely. Jazzy, before we nip into our asking Paul about his life and times of music.
So, got a question from the community from Carrie, one of our
Mhm.
regulars on the hosting.
Okay.
Question is, what was your favourite song that you've worked on, generally?
Well, generally, or within the Natural Six track soundtrack, because I've worked on so many songs over the years.
Okay, we'll go with Natural Six.
Natural Six. Okay, so that is a good question. I think like I really enjoyed working on the web. That was a good fun track. I really liked the concept of the web, if you like, and yeah, that was a good track to work on. I actually wrote 2 tracks for the web. One of them got scrapped, and the other one, the one that you hear in the vinyl, is the thing which didn't get scrapped. But the one that did get scrapped, I want to use for something else in the future. And nobody's heard that yet, not even Harry. So that was a good one. And the other one, there was a track that literally I wrote in about an hour that was on the vinyl, which is one of my favorite pieces from the album. And it is called I can't, what was the name of the thing? It was, hold on one sec. Put it here. It's on the, is it the Briar Will Hold?
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's the Briar Will Hold. Yes. It's kind of a flute. It's a flute driven track.
Again,
That was
it's
great.
track
I kind of
number
just
7.
fell out. It just went like it just sort of wrote itself. And when a piece of music writes itself, those are always the best ones because they don't take very long. And you don't sit there overthinking it. Some pieces of music take weeks, and you overthink them and start them again. And the best ones are always the ones that just fall out.
The
Oh, it's done.
flow very
Yeah.
naturally. Sophie was quick to note that is in fact track number 7, Paul.
On the
Lucky
album.
number 11.
Strikes again.
There we go. Interesting.
Maybe. Go ahead, Paul. Sorry.
Sorry. And in terms of like I mean, God, I've worked on so much music over the years. I just can't think of. Yeah. I mean, in the world of drum and bass, I have a track called Airwaves, which is probably my favorite track that I've written. And there's another one called Lost It, which is also was good fun to write. But it changes. Mostly the piece of music that I'm enjoying most of is the one that I'm working on currently.
Yeah.
It's always the latest thing. So yeah, hope that answers your question.
Fantastic. Thank you very much.
Very cool. Paul, maybe if you cast your memory back, and I remember this quite vividly with the little interview that you did with Harry, where you said, well, I can't play any instruments and I can't sing. What's your musical background and kind of your training and how because you spoke a little bit about the fellow who was your music teacher. So if you can't play an instrument and you can't sing, what kind of drove you to all this, and how did you kind of get into this business? And because clearly you love it, you've been doing it for a long time.
So I was never classically trained or anything like that, and I never had any knowledge of music theory or anything. I actually got refused entry into a music technology degree because I couldn't play an instrument, and I was like, okay, fine. So that was many years ago when I was at college, and my path then was to go, fine, I will do it myself. And I ended up getting a job and buying some music equipment for myself and learning it. And that was because I was interested in electronic music and I wanted to make music like the Prodigy. I was a huge fan of the Prodigy, and I wanted to be in a band like the Prodigy. That was originally my dream, was to start a band. And I tried to start a few bands, but it just never worked out. It was always just me on my own in the end. So that was my musical background. So a lot of my musical knowledge comes from knowledge of this kind of gear, like synthesizers and things with knobs that make weird noises and splicing it all together. I guess it's more of a programming side, right? So I can program music. I know how to, and I have an ear for it. So I use my ears as to what I like the sound of, as opposed to what the theory is, if you like. And there's quite a few composers that work in the same way. I think Hans Zimmer was never classically trained, and also I think Elton John never had any classical training or anything like that. There's quite a few. So it's never really discouraged me. It's always just been like, hey, like the most important thing about being a musician is your taste. It's what you like, and translating that and being able to translate that. It's only in recent years, sort of in the last sort of 4 or 5 years, that I was like, okay, I would like to learn now some music theory and actually get some knowledge, and also I was studying orchestration as well, and just kind of with music, it's like a never-ending journey of learning. There's always something that you can learn. There's always some aspect that you can focus in on. And also with the composing work I was doing as well, having a bit of theory knowledge and it was like, okay, this is going to really help me because, it just makes sense. And I'm at the age now where I was like, yeah, I'm no longer at school and bored. I was genuinely interested in learning it. So I learned a lot. And I phoned up a local music school and became really good friends with the teacher, who was a guy called Joel, who features on the album. He's the male singer, and also his student, Hannah,
yep.
is the female singer on the album. So they work together. So that was great. So I hired them to feature on it, and yeah, that's kind of how that's happened. I personally cannot play an instrument apart from I can play the keyboard a bit, but I can't play guitar, strings, or anything like that, brass, nothing. if I do need anyone to play, I hire them to do it, or I program it in using the virtual orchestras, which now sound amazing, which I've got quite a few different ones of. So that's how I get by. But it is, it definitely. I can understand people are a bit like, what? How can you be a composer without having any kind of musical, classical background or being able to play an instrument? But somehow I've made it work, and it still works.
I would say you've emphatically made it work, Paul, and maybe that's that as well. That insight and not maybe the trappings of some of that lets you do things that other people just wouldn't even think about, right?
I think it's it gives you an identity, I guess. And the way I compose is almost like just sort of sliding pieces of puzzle together, really. A lot of the time it's like, oh, that works, that works, that works. I have like weird ways of composing. I tend to like listen to other pieces of music over the top of things that I'm writing, and there's all sorts of weird things that help. And then and I'm inspired as well by what I hear a lot. So I listen to a lot of sounds and samples. Like pieces of music can come just from hearing one sound, So I might just place my hands on the keyboard and play something, and that will inspire, just woof, off we go. Not worried about what key it's in or what my scale is or anything. It sounds cool, and then things build around it. So yeah.
Very, very, very cool. I'll ask you a kind of related question, which gets back to kind of you meeting the Natural Six crew and Double Jump, etc. Paul, do you remember Golf Gambit?
I worked on Golf Gambit today, actually. I very much, yeah. So that is a game which I'm working on at the moment, and it's kind of an ongoing project. We have it in early access at the moment, and it's the first game that I've ever really been heavily involved with the development of. So I'm writing the music for it, but also I'm doing all of the sound, and also building all of the audio system within the game, if you like. To so like the game kind of interacts with the ball interacts with the music, and when the ball does certain things, the music interacts with it. So that's been a really great experience, just learning how to do that, and that's kind of been and I'm still I mean I had a meeting with a developer today, and we're adding a few more things to it. So that's
very cool.
That's been great.
There's some very specific people who are in the trailer for that game voicing the ball.
There are very specific people who are in that game trailer. Yes, those specific people who we shall. Who? I mean, it's pretty obvious, right?
It is relatively obvious. We'll leave it as an exercise to the listeners and viewers to maybe go and check out the Golf Gambit trailer. We'll link it in the description. You guys can tell us who you think might have been in the trailer.
Maybe. They might not be, though. Who knows?
Yeah, I mean, you'll have to listen to it and watch it yourself.
Who
Maybe
knows?
check out the game.
Who knows?
You can't tell an ADHD person to go. I'm literally about to look it up. I'm literally going to sit here and look it up right now because now I need to know. Gambit. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it.
Golf Gambit. Yeah, the trailer's like a minute and a half, I think.
This one, I would also like to shout Kyle, who's the developer I'm working with on the game. He's an absolute lovely, lovely guy, and we chat regularly, and he's so awesome to work with. And the game as well is a result of his genius, quite frankly, and it's great fun to play. So I thoroughly recommend checking it out.
Yes, I have not played it, but I have watched someone let's play it, and I have seen some of the comments on it. And everybody seems to say great things about the process and how he's handled early access, etc. So
it's good. We've got a lot of plans to keep adding stuff. I mean, there's a whole roadmap that we're working on at the moment, and more music and more sound. I'm still tweaking it constantly and figuring things out and learning stuff about Unreal Engine that's sort of constantly evolving as well, that we're adding into it. So it will keep evolving until we are fully happy with it.
Very cool. All right, we'll get back on track to our scheduled questions from community far and wide. Shannon, would you like to pick one of our community questions to ask Paul?
I mean, I'll just go straight down the line.
Go for it.
So this one's from Andrew of the T, Mr. T. He said, firstly, loved the album. My vinyl has had some serious play since I got back from MCM with it. Got my fingers crossed with it being volume 1 that there's a volume 2 later down the road. Who's to say? What is your favorite track or favorite section of a track on the album? He's got 3 questions. Should I go one by one and let you answer one at a time? I feel like if I ask them all at once, we'll forget them.
We'll forget what they were.
So there's the first one. Yeah.
So, okay, favorite track on the album. I mean, I've already said I really like the Briar Will Hold, which was the thing that wrote itself. I guess like Reliquiae as well, which is that was a whole process working on that track because it's 3 tracks layered together and blah blah blah. But I'm really happy with how it turned out in the end. It sort of I was quite pleased with that one. So I'd say probably I'm giving you 2 tracks, but those are my 2 favorites for sure.
I mean, good choices though. So
thank you.
Can you talk about the process that goes into composing a track from start to finish? And this one actually is tied into this, so I can ask both. And did any of the tracks drastically change from the original idea you had for them?
Ooh. Yes, very much so. I mean, each track is different, really. Like Reliquia, I had the idea for that while I was on my exercise bike, and that just sort of pops into your brain. We kind of me and Harry spoke in quite depth about like what the tracks need to represent, if you like the parts of the world that they need to represent, what they needed music for. They needed stuff for the web, they needed well, that was my idea actually to say, oh, what about like a theme for the realms kind of thing, that sort of thing. And that's how the Reliquiae track was born. And then there was other things like we need like they really wanted a hero track sort of thing. So the hero track, which was a Toast of Trouble, was inspired by almost like JRPG type themes, I guess, that one more than anything. And there's a bit of Lord of the Rings in there. Lord of the Rings was a big reference that they gave me for Harry particularly loves Lord of the Rings. And I was listening to that kind of a lot. So I guess a lot of the process is I listen to a lot of music and influence, and then I just take what they've given me, like the world, the lore, and everything like that, and sort of smush it all together and come up with stuff. And again, like what I'll do is I'll just start playing things in. I'll just start experimenting, playing things, finding sounds that I've got. I think like some of the tracks were like bits of things that I'd taken out of other things and like written in the past and never got anywhere, and reuse things. And it really depends. It really, really does depend.
I think
every track has a different process, basically.
I think that was true or at least that was part of what you were saying when you were talking to Harry as well, is that you pick certain things and then you like to reuse them or to kind of twist them and fit them in, right?
Yeah, so like the idea was to sort of have the soundtrack be coherent and like bits of the other tracks will bleed into the others where necessary. So there are like riffs and motives and vocals and things that bleed into the other tracks throughout the tracks which need to be connected. So like, there are, I don't want to give away any spoilers or anything like that, but like when you hear a motive or a thing in one track and then in another track, somehow those 2 things are connected in some way, basically. That's
Very
the
cool.
idea of it anyway.
Very cool. Terry's question, I think, has been more or less already answered by Paul, which was which musical instruments. We've gone over the you play, and we've gone over that in some detail. But just kind of related, Paul, is there an instrument that you'd like to play that you really would really would
I'd
love
love
to
to-
just be able to pick up and play?
I mean, recently I've kind of thought about doing guitar lessons actually, because I do
Yeah.
tend to have a lot of guitars in my compositional work, and I work with some really great guitarists, but I think sometimes it would just be easier just to be able to pick it up and play it myself a lot of the time. So I was thinking about, and I've never really been a big fan of guitar-based music. Actually, I was never into like indie or rock or that much over the years. But now I've got older, I've kind of gone into it a bit more. So as you get older, your tastes sort of broaden and widen,
Mm-hmm.
and you tend to branch out and stuff. So I would really like to learn. I mean, there's loads of instruments I'd like to learn. I'd love to learn how to play tabla, which is the Indian drums. I've got
Mm-hmm.
one there actually. Need another one. Need two. The sitar. I love the sound of the sitar. It's just a gorgeous instrument. I'd love to be able to play all sorts of instruments, basically. But those are the ones that immediately jump to mind. Oh, and also there's a beautiful instrument called a ney, which is like a long wind instrument. I'd love to learn that as well.
Very cool. Very cool. Sophie, you want to pick one?
Sure. So next one's from another regular on the podcast, Kenneth Dies Second. He says, my question for Paul is about the Gloam track on the soundtrack. He says, how difficult was the process making the Gloam track on the album when it was already a pre-existing track that Harry made? Harry's original version seemed more ominous and menacing, whereas the version you did had a more wistful and melancholic vibe. Did Harry have any input into that, or is it just the direction you decided to go in? And he just rounds it off with a comment saying, your version of the track on the album I feel perfectly mirrors the faction's ambiguous nature.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so that was so when we and Harry were talking about the album and constructing the album, he said, look, I've written this. I was aware of this piece that he'd written, the Gloam, and he was like, completely optional. You don't have to do this, but if you want to have a go at like turning it into using or he was like, do whatever you want. He was like, it's fine if you don't want to touch it, or but if you do want to, then. And I was like, oh, dude, I'd love to. I thought what he'd written was awesome, and I'd love to incorporate it within the album. So we got the parts. He'd already had the parts, obviously recorded, and it just, I just kind of wanted to honor what Harry had done without like completely transforming it. And when I sat down with it, I just sort of played in some extra layers and just tried a few things. There's some wind in there. This really weird and wonderful wind instrument that felt right to lay in there. It just kind of worked. And then I had a bit of Hannah's vocal in there as well, which I thought was nice, like just to have the two playing off each other a little bit as the track progresses. I was just a great. It was nice to work on something that already existed, that I didn't have to like come up with anything and just sort of complement what was there. And it was a really nice track to work on. I loved what Harry had done. I feel like it definitely did go a little bit more kind of melancholic, to sort of like because of some of the extra things that I'd added for sure. I think what else happened with that one? Yeah, just it was a really cool track, and I'm happy that it made it on the album, and also Harry liked it. I was a bit worried. I was like, oh God, it's quite hard sometimes listening back to something that you've done and used for a long time, and then someone comes in and just changes it all, and you're like, what the hell is this? But he liked it, so that was cool. So we left it on. Yeah. So that was
Very
good.
nice.
It was a good process to work on it. And Harry's a great, he's a good vocalist. Like he was sort of, oh, I sound terrible, but I was like, no, dude, you nailed it. We do not need to re-record. It sounds good. Let's leave it.
First take.
So yeah, first takes. Yeah, so we basically used all of his original stems are in the track. I didn't re-record anything. Just Hannah's vocals and then the additional. I think there's some strings, woodwinds. I think that's it actually. Strings and woodwinds. That's all I put in. There's no brass. Yeah.
Very good. Very good. Jazz, you want to pick up Martina's question?
I do. So Martina asks, well, firstly, she says, I love the album. It's great, and I listen to it very often, and hope there'll be more in the future. But her actual question is there some composer who inspired you in your work?
Lots of composers have inspired me, yes, for sure. Wow. Okay, so oh God, where do I even start with that?
So Martina's herself commented as well that she listens to a lot of soundtracks, and she thought some of the album reminded her of work of someone called Boris Slavov. I don't know if that's a name you're familiar with.
I think he's the Baldur's Gate
Yes,
3
He is the
Baldur's
composer.
Baldur's Gate 3 composer.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, awesome composer. I mean, wow, his music's incredible. Like it's I mean, it was the Baldur's Gate 3 soundtrack was something that I listened to a bit actually to gauge the vibe of the album. So there's probably a bit of that in there for sure. In terms of me personally, like my favorite composers, I mean, one composer, right? So there is a game series called Metroid, right? It's one of my favorite game series of all time. The thing I love about it the most is the music within that game. And that came in. So the first game I played was Super Metroid, and the music in that was just unbelievable, super atmospheric, just perfectly captured the atmosphere of the game. And then they had Metroid Prime, which again perfectly captured the atmosphere of that. And recently, the game I'm playing right now, which is Metroid Prime 4, and the music's amazing. I love it. And the composer is a guy called Kenji Yamamoto, I think. So his stuff is just awesome. Well, that in that particular game series, that's like some of my favorite music ever. Um, and then there are other composers throughout the years that have inspired me. I mean, I've always loved the music from Skyrim and Oblivion. I think those soundtracks are amazing. Um, I go way back to the days of the Commodore Amiga, which was my first ever computer, and there was some composers of around that era who inspired me. The guy called Chris Huselbeck, I think his name is. He's really good. He did a lot of the soundtracks to games that I used to play, and that inspired me many years ago. There are, I mean, like not sort of. There's a guy called Lorne who does some incredible music that I've always really loved. His sort of very soundtrack-ish type stuff. There is a guy called Lustmord who makes incredibly weird, dark ambient music that I really love. And then Alan Silvestri, who scored Back to the Future and The Predator and stuff like that. I'm a huge fan of his work. The Predator
Love
is one of
Alan
my
Silvestri.
yeah, man. Like the Predator soundtrack is one of the most incredible soundtracks ever. It's so weird and wonderful. It's just when you listen to it, it's just like, how the hell did he make this? It's just
Yep.
awesome. God, I could go on. I can't think. I mean, Orbital, they're a big influence to me. Electronic bands, Left Field, Future Sound of London, those guys, Underworld. Again, they're not composers as such, but well, Paul Hartnell from Orbital is a composer. He does a lot of work. I've met him actually; it's really cool. He's done Peaky Blinders, I think.
Oh,
Wow.
He did some music for Peaky Blinders. And yeah, like I'm just I'm just gonna go. There's a game called Returnal, which has amazing music as well.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
like the guy who wrote the music for that he's good, and I really can't wait for the new game that they're releasing as well. That game was just
Saros.
blew me away.
Yeah. No, that looks really impressive.
It looks good.
Really, really
It
impressive.
looks good. It
Yeah,
does look very, very good.
it's interesting you mentioned Yamamoto because I remember emphatically one of his earliest games, which is Mike Tyson's Punch Out on the SNES.
Wow.
And Mike Tyson's Punch Out has some of the most unbelievable, not only the music but the sound effects for the time. I mean, it's like mid '80s, right? Like,
It's a classic game, yeah. I remember.
absolutely
Yeah.
fantastic.
Brilliant.
Very, very cool. Getting back to our questions, and our good friend Mark from Crafted Campaigns, who I think I hope that you and Mark managed to meet at some point, Paul.
I would love to meet Mark. Yes,
if you haven't
sure.
already. But His question was, what was the most difficult track on the album?
By far, it was the A Toast to Trouble, the hero
Okay.
theme. Definitely the most difficult, the one that I spent probably the most time on, just to try and get it to sound right. It was just a real process to get it to. There was a lot of layers in it. The arrangement was quite difficult. Yeah, it was hard. It was just a process of experimentation. I think I'm happy with it in the end, although I probably there's a it's hard to. I mean, I'm very self-critical, so I listen back to it. I'm like, oh man.
No
But it was
artist,
definitely
no artist is ever self-critical,
no, I
Paul.
suppose
You're
not. No,
unique in this.
I guess. But yeah, that was the track which gave me the most bother. I would say. Um, and the Shadow Will Flood was quite a mission as well. That was a lot of work. Because again, lots going on, big actions. There's just lots of layers and things in these tracks. It's just the big action stuff tends to take time. It's like fiddly. There's a lot of programming in it, basically. Like to try and make sort of orchestral stuff sound like it's not being programmed is quite tricky. I mean, you have to do a lot of finicky editing and things to make things sound natural. And there's just when there's a lot of layers involved, it's quite fiddly. Lots of staccato and shorter notes and things they all would have to sound organic. But yeah, A Toast to Trouble, that was a pain in the ass.
Well, it's a great track. So it
is.
turned
glad
out
you like it.
it's probably
Okay,
my
great.
favorite.
It's a
I,
great
I
closer.
agree.
Okay, cool.
I agree,
Great
Shan.
closer.
It's my favorite as well.
That and Reliquiae, I think.
Yeah.
That's amazing to hear because that was the track actually. A Toast of Trouble was the track that I was the most unconfident and worried about. Like,
Okay.
oh, it's good. You know what I mean? I thought, oh, is it convincing? I don't know. So yeah, I'm glad you like it. That's made me feel a lot better.
Definitely a favorite here. Shan, you want to pick up Short Trek's question?
Yeah, do you want me to ask short treks or mine?
Up to you.
Nah, mine's a good closer. I'll leave mine. Okay, so Short Trek's question was, are you a gamer yourself? Which you did answer, but I think the more fun version of this question, is there any game you would recommend to people based solely on the soundtrack?
Oh wow. Well, I mean, there's loads of games, right? Returnal is one of them for sure.
Yeah.
Metroid is definitely another one because the soundtrack's just gorgeous. Trying to think of some other ones. Let me think. Games soundtracks that I love.
Have you played Crypt of the Necrodancer, Paul?
I have not. Is it good? Let's have a look. Oh, I really liked. Sorry, go on, Karen.
It's a very music-focused game.
I'm gonna write this down so I don't forget it. Of the Necro Dancer.
Dancer. Crypt of the Necrodancer. Yeah.
Okay. There's a game called Inscription, which has really cool music. Which is a card game. It's really good. Yeah, it's great. The music's awesome as well. It's just really cool. Let me think. Oh my god, there are so many games. Why is it when you're put on the spot, like everything immediately escapes your mind? You're like, oh, I don't know.
Absolutely.
I can't think of a single video game that I've ever played. I'm sure. Anyway, yeah, I'm sure I'll think of some more as we go. But Returnal for sure, Metroid 100%, and Inscription also recently that I played that was really cool. For the music, definitely worth playing.
Very cool. Related game. Have you played Expedition 33 yet?
It is on my list. It is high on the list, and I shall play it. But I've quite a lot to do this year, so I've been a bit slack on playing games. And then Metroid Prime 4 came out, and that has been.
Yep.
I've waited 18 years for that game.
So fair.
So that's like
Fair.
priority number one. And then what's the other one I really want to play? So I got Stalker 2 last year, but they've kind of been patching it.
Yeah.
I'm waiting for them to say yeah, or people to be like, this is now the time to play.
Now's the right time to play. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, I've forgotten the question. What was the question?
Games you would play just for the soundtrack, but I think
Yeah,
I think we've probably established that you are a Metroid fan through and through.
Right. Absolutely.
Sophie, do you have your own question that you would like to ask Paul?
I do. Yeah, it's about the track Barabask.
Oh yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of. So I've got two favorites on the album. The first is the opening track, "The Shadow Will Flood." There's something about when that opening vocal comes in.
Yeah, that was
Gives me real Armand Amar vibes. He's done some
amazing.
really great composing work. So yeah, it like literally goosebumps every time I hear that
Awesome.
note come in. But yeah, Barabask is the other one, and I know Harry's talked quite a lot about his intention for Barabask's theme and how it's due to sort of grow and progress. And I just wondered, did he bring you into any of his sort of like longer term thoughts on how that piece could progress, and what was it like to work on that particular piece?
Definitely. That was the first track. So Barabbas was conceived before the album. They originally approached me to write the music for Barabbas just on its own. So I'd composed an older version of this with just sort of a virtual choir, if you like. And when the album project came about, I was like, look, let's take this track. I'd love to put it on the album. I'd love to make it as it should be with a proper vocalist and lyrics and stuff like that. So then we were able to kind of really flesh it out. So the idea that Harry envisioned for the track, because Harry had quite a strong vision of how that track should be. And that was that it would be sung. He gave me quite a lot of references for it as well, and it was sung by a choir. And as the track progresses, it kind of gets more and more messed up and weird, and this like harmonics that shouldn't be there come in, and it just sounds like a whoa, because it's like corruption, right? There's the sort of thread of the track, if you like. It's like somebody who thinks they are, you know, above and beyond and without sin and all this sort of stuff, but they're actually very much not that, and things get weird. So that was a whole really thrilling experience to work on that, because I remember when Hannah and Joel came in to record it, and we just did it layer by layer by layer by layer by layer, slowly built this whole thing up. It was just like, oh my God, this is so much fun. And then me and Harry worked on the lyrics. So I would sort of say, right, he would give me like phrases in Latin to use, and I would then sort of try and fit them in. And there's a few things I would do slightly differently if I were to do that track again. There's a couple of things about that track I'm like, oh, I wish I'd have done that. Wish I'd have done that. Wish I'd have done that instead. But never mind. That's always the way. And another thing about that track is that it took me about 3 attempts before I was even remotely happy with what it was starting to sound like. When I first wrote something, I was like, nah, that's shit. So sort of scrapped it, started again, not quite there, started again, and then eventually it just sort of fell into place. Everything kind of, flowed in nicely and worked. Um, Actually, a little bit inspired by the Returnal soundtrack, that track, believe it or not. That was listening to the Returnal soundtrack. I was listening to one of the tracks from that, and that inspired me to put an organ in the Barabask track. There is a sequence in Returnal where you're running up this
The spiral,
sort of
yeah.
the spiral, and you meet this boss who's playing this organ. And I was listening to that track, and I was like, "Oh my God, I should put an organ in the Barabask track because it would fit really well because it's this choir piece." And so then, yeah, I went back to it and played the organ, and that was how it was built. So that was good fun working on that track. I really enjoyed it.
I
Very
love
good.
hearing
That
an
answers
organ
your
too.
question.
It really
Yeah.
fits in with like because Barabask we thought was like the most religious when we met him, and so him having I was raised Catholic, so like organs everywhere, organs all the time. So like an organ in it just fits so well, especially like because he still thinks he's kind of that, even though he's not. It just works.
He's
That's
like
it.
uber
It's like it
devout,
works
isn't
so
he?
well. Yeah.
Yeah.
He was obnoxiously devout, and then of course you find out like, psych. I actually killed my god. Very funny story. So yeah, that's
Lol.
I do think that's very very lol of him. That is, I
Is
thought
that
that was a really cool touch.
cool? Yeah. So yeah. I mean, look, what like the world that Harry's built is just amazing. His mind is just a complete. It's just incredible what's up there. And working with Harry is just a dream, really, because he's just got all these beautiful stories and threads woven throughout the world that I can't even talk about, but that he gave me sort of access to, if you like. So we were able to weave that into the music, if you like. There's lots of hidden things, messages, and links and things and Easter eggs and stuff in the music that will eventually unfold within the story, I believe, which is yeah, exciting
Excellent.
for
Well,
sure.
speaking of spoilers, we have our very own spoiler prince, Jazzy, who's, I believe, we talked, Jazzy, about a question you wanted to ask about orders and stuff like that. I don't know if you still want to ask that or if you've got something else in mind you want to ask, Paul.
That was the one I had in mind, yes. So
Mhm.
my question is to do with the album itself. How did you work out the running order of the tracks? Was that something that you worked out through trial and error? Was it something that you worked through with Harry?
Um, it it weirdly, yeah. So there's a few tracks that sort of like the Shadow Will Flood was for me was always going to be the beginning. Like that was the point of the Shadow Will Flood was it was the creation of the world of Reliquiae essentially. So that was boom, always going to be the opening moment, and it was written to be the opening moment. And then followed by Reliquiae, because Reliquiae was the birth of the result of what happens in the Shadow Will Flood. It's like, and here we go, sort of thing. So those two tracks were always dialed in. The rest of it, though, was basically down to what I felt made sense with the story and with the nature of the music and how everything kind of worked together, if you like. And also just like having like one track that's like a bit dark and a bit light, and you know what I mean? Like you kind of want to vary it a little bit, have like a moment of darkness followed by a bit of brightness and stuff like that. So those were the sort of decisions that factored into the running order. A Toast to Trouble as well was always kind of like, yeah, this like when I was writing, I was like, this is the end. Do you know what I mean? It's just I kind of wrote the last bit of of a Toast to Trouble to be the sort of moment of everything's gonna be all right, maybe at the end of the album. Um, but then yeah, everything else was sort of just a bit of trial and error, I guess, and experimentation. And there's a couple of tracks, I think, where is it? Like the Murk is Thick and the Gods Are Real. They're kind of like ambient pieces that flow together quite nicely, that are sort of connected with each other, if you like just sonically, the two flow nicely into each other. Um, So yeah, those were the sorts of things which decided it, and uh, there are 6 tracks on each side, obviously. So that's like that was the other thing as well is that the number 6 is very intrinsically woven into the music in terms of like there are 6 note motifs in there. There are 6/8 timings, and all this sort of stuff. 6 tracks on each side. The number 6 is prevalent quite a lot in the music. And that also helps define like what the track's going to sound like as well. It's okay, right? What can I do with 6/8? What can I do? You know what I mean? Like that's sort of a good way of starting a piece of music. Actually, is to create a box of limitations and go right. Okay, how can I how can I write a piece of music with this limitation of just using the number 6? Boom, off we go. 6 note motives. Off we go. Kind of thing. Yeah.
Very cool,
I
Paul.
hope that answers your question.
It does. Thank you very much, Paul.
Cool.
Very cool. I think we'll come back to the timings, but I want to let Shan ask her question before we do.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I also wanted to say when I was rewatching the bonus video, I forgot to mention this earlier. When you said that you would sit in front of the game with the tape recorder, the way I immediately was like, oh my God, me too. Like I forgot because it had been so long since I've had to do that I literally had to go, oh my God, that's right. You would have to do that. I remember that. I was like, whoa, like big flashback. I even put it in my notes. I was like, whoa. But that made me laugh because I was like, oh, good. Someone knows the struggle. Someone understands.
The struggle is real. Yeah, yeah. I used to sit with a tape recorder, and there was a game. The first time I ever did that was a game called Apedia, which is a game on the Amiga where you control a wasp, and it's a side scrolling shoot 'em up, a shmup, and you control this little wasp, and you shoot bees and all sorts of stuff, and then it just gets weirder and weirder as the game goes on. Eventually, you end up going into like a sewer, and then you go into like a computer, and you end up becoming spliced with something. It's a mad. But the music was so good. Like the music even now sounds incredible. It's like early electronic sort of rave era techno sort of stuff. And that was like one of my first exposures to music many years ago. Like when I was a kid, I would be like, "Oh my God, what is this? This is amazing!" And I used to sit with a tape recorder and just record it, and then listen back to just the music when I was like not playing the game. And then that's how I got into music. And then I went and listened to pirate radio and things like that, and discovered similar sounding music to the game music that I was playing. And then I discovered the Prodigy, and then blah blah blah, and everything just went from there.
Yeah.
So yeah,
That's how it
that's kind of how it
goes.
happened. That's how it goes. Yeah.
Cascade, yeah. All right,
Cascade.
here we go. You're probably going to repeat yourself here, but I have to reference my favorite movie and ask you for your Desert Island all-time top 5 video game and or movie soundtracks.
Oh my goodness me. Well, soundtracks, movies, and okay.
Yeah, you
right.
can pick if you don't want to keep saying the same. You can pick from both. I know Metroid Prime is on there. Like I get
It's
that.
on there. I mean, let's just say that's on there, right? Fine.
Yeah. No, it's on there.
I mean, I love the Predator. The Predator's got to go on there as well because it's just an awesome soundtrack. So I really love the soundtrack to a film, the original Tron,
Yes.
which is Wendy Carlos, right?
Good
Such
one.
an incredible soundtrack.
Yeah.
Love that. That's going on there. So that's 3. Goodness me. Goodness me. Man, this is hard.
Everyone thinks it's an easy question until they're actually forced to think about
Forced to think of it.
Yeah.
It's so hard. Hang on. I'm gonna just look at my
I'm going to give you a suggestion, Paul, since you mentioned
Go on.
Predator.
Did I put it on there already?
You put it on there already. What do you think about like Terminator or Alien?
So Alien is one of my favorite films of all time. I have literally loads of. I mean, look, I've got like, and also, well, actually, I've got like loads of weird alien figures and things like that dotted throughout my house. The soundtrack is amazing, but it doesn't really. It's not really something I listen to a lot because it's sort of just very interwoven with the story itself. It's quite a sort of atmospheric piece. But it is great. I mean, the opening, it's just gorgeous. Blade Runner.
Blade
Blade
Runner.
Runner is a great one. Yes.
Come on.
All right, we got 4. Have we got a 5th?
Yep. You got one more.
Okay. I mean, it's got to be a video game, really, because I've got a couple of films in there now, haven't I?
Very video gamey films as well.
Yep.
Literally
Very much
Tron.
so.
And then
Well,
Blade
another
Runner.
one as well that I really love, which is a film, is Flash Gordon, which was written by Queen.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What a choice.
I mean,
Classic.
that is just such a great soundtrack. It's just that's maybe got to be it. I think I don't know. And I realize there are more games that I love. I mean, I love the Witcher soundtrack as well. Christ,
Oh,
that's
God,
just,
yeah.
that's an incredible soundtrack. but Flash Gordon is truly just very nostalgic. A lot of these soundtracks are quite old as well, and they are very nostalgic for me. But yeah, let's just go with that. Flash Gordon.
Yeah, good one.
Very good.
Now the
Very
song's
good.
gonna be stuck in my head for the next 6 hours, but it's fine.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I might actually listen to that when I come off the thing to you because it's just
Every time I watch Blades of Glory, I'm like, here we go. Get ready for the Flash
we-
Gordon segment.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's
Yep.
oh man, what a film.
And
And also is it Ted? The teddy bear film? Yeah, I think there's
Oh,
it might
be.
be. It might be.
there's
I don't know for
he's
sure.
in it, isn't
but
he? Yeah. The guy who plays Flash Gordon is in it, I think.
yeah.
Or is it one of those films anyway? Yes.
All right. Related question to since we've now got some Paul lore of Alien. Paul, have you listened to the soundtrack of the new Alien Earth, which is Jeff Russo? What do you think of Alien Earth, or if you've seen it?
So I've watched 2 episodes of Alien Earth and I
Uh-huh.
thought it was good, but I have not carried on watching it. I'm not very good at watching things, right? I'm just not very good at watching things. I that's why I play games because I think it's just an attention span thing.
Mhm.
Maybe it's ADHD, I don't know, whatever. But I can't. I find it hard to just sit and watch a TV series unless I'm really, 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 really into it. That's why I've always played games because games tend to just captivate me a lot more. But the music in the series that I've not it hasn't jumped out at me, but maybe that's because I wasn't paying much attention.
You're
So I
watching
need to redo it.
I think you probably need to get like 5 or 6 episodes in for it really to
To really jump out.
Really to hit?
What's
Yeah.
your opinion? What are you liking it? Are you enjoying it?
I've mentioned it a couple times on this podcast, partly because one of the tabletop games I play is Vampire, and just that alien ambient music works really well for a game of that type.
Okay.
But
Oh, speaking of aliens, sorry. One of my favorite artists is
Oh.
Geiger, and I have the book here, which has got all of his designs on it. I mean, aliens obviously a big part of his heritage, but his other design work is just so inspiring. So quite regularly, I just when I'm waiting for something to load, I'll just go and flick through one of his books and have a look at it. So yeah,
very cool.
huge inspiration. Carry on. Sorry, what were you saying?
Very cool. All right, related then. You mentioned the Amiga a few times.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly, you've played games on the Amiga. Give us your favorite Amiga games, Paul.
Favorite Amiga games, right? Okay. Well, Apedia is definitely one of them. Lemmings was a good one. I used to like
Yep.
Lemmings. Oh my God, Speedball 2. That was a
Speedball.
good
Did you
one.
play It Came from the Desert?
You know what? No, I didn't. I'm aware of it though. It's the game with the ants in it, right?
Yep.
I'm aware of it. Yeah, but I never actually played that one. No, there was it's a game doing that brain fart thing where you just forget everything that you've ever played. Crikey. Trying to think of some good. Oh, Cannon Fodder.
Cannon
You
Fodder.
ever play that? Cannon Fodder was epic. Desert Strike. That was also amazing.
I don't think I played Desert Strike, but
It
yeah.
was a helicopter game. Yeah, it was really cool. Goodness me. Desert Strike. The Chaos Engine. That was a good game. There was cool music in that for a while.
Yeah, there were so many games on the platform that
My brothers.
yeah.
And actually there's a game that's come out recently that's kind of like the name of the studio is a bit of a throwback to the Bitmap Brothers. There's a new Terminator game out, the side-scrolling thing. I think it's called Terminator No Fate or something like that. And the name of the developer is a homage to the Amiga. It's called Bitmap something. I don't know. It's nice to see stuff like that still around. Other Amiga games. Goodness me. I've got the they recently launched an Amiga Mini and loaded with games and mine broke, which is quite sad. And
Bummer.
I need to get another one. Yeah, it's out of warranty. So I can't swap it. So I haven't played it recently, so I can't think of any games. But yeah,
Yeah,
those are the games. Those games I mentioned for sure. They were
very
good.
cool.
Torvak the Warrior, I think, was another one. That was pretty cool. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll probably think of loads of games when I've come off
the
this call.
platform from a hardware perspective was also so influential, both from a video and an audio sense.
Yeah.
Was that long far enough along in your kind of musical journey that you could appreciate the hardware and what it could do?
Unfortunately, not. No, like when I was, I mean, when I was in when I was had an Amiga, I would have been, 9 years old, something like that. I
Mm-hmm.
just wasn't doing music at that point. Obviously, I'm aware now the Amiga is a hugely influential platform as well as the Atari ST.
Yep.
Because the Atari ST being the one that had MIDI on it, the Amiga didn't have MIDI by default. I don't think you have to get an adapter.
Yeah, you had to have
Um,
the adapter. Although you had this kind
is
of
it
like
Octamed?
weird 4-bit plus 4-bit.
Um,
All yeah. The sound chip on the Amiga was
Oh, big one. Xenon 2 Mega Blast, right? That was the soundtrack, the music in that was amazing. Really memorable and written by a band called Bomb the Bass.
mm-hmm.
Um, and I can remember it straight away, actually. Yeah, the music was really good. And then another one called IK Plus. Um, Actually, weirdly, I did a remix years and years ago. I made a remix of like all of these tracks and sort of shoved it together, and it is somewhere on the internet. Like this old track of me playing all these old Amiga tracks. Anyway, yeah.
Very cool.
I've forgotten the question again. What was the question?
No, I was just
We were
asking
just
about
talking. Okay.
Amiga
Amiga
and
stuff,
games.
yeah.
So
Yeah. No, I
Jazzy,
was a bit. Oh, that
Sophie,
was it. I was too young
too
yeah, I was a
too
bit too
young
young then.
to the hardware itself. Yeah, Jazzy,
Appreciate. Yeah.
Sophie. Any other questions you want to ask Paul about the album, music in general?
I feel it's on brand as the spoiler prince. I have to ask this question. And if you can't say or don't know, that's fine. But is there
No
anything you
problem.
could tell us about a volume 2?
No.
There we go.
We already said who can say. Who can say?
There is.
Who
I
can say?
mean, there is. I can't say anything basically. There is. It is called Volume One, and maybe there will be a Volume Two. I don't know. I
Who
am
can say?
not able to say. I am not working on Volume Two right now. If I will just say that I am not currently working on Volume Two.
I expect though that you
Um,
have ideas for what a volume 2 might
Yeah.
entail.
Yeah, I've got a lot of ideas. There's a lot of stuff that just obviously couldn't make the cut of the album, and there was loads of ideas that I really wanted to incorporate in the album. I mean, there's I mean, somebody mentioned things like rock justice and all these kind of things that have come out of like
Yep.
yeah, I'd
Oh,
love
yes.
like that would be great. For sure, would love to tackle some of the sort of more comedic aspects of Natural Six as well. There was a
Yeah.
lot of ideas that I was originally going to put in this album that were a bit more comedic, but we just ran out of time, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and like the vinyl had to be a certain length and stuff as well. So it just I know, and I
Yep.
just didn't have time to write all
So
this.
maybe going back to that, Paul, it's something you just said. What I noticed that quite a lot of the tracks are of a similar length, and obviously you had things
Mhm.
that you had to fit in. Just kind of, you had the vinyl in mind. I'm assuming as you were kind of mastering all this. Did you find that
Yeah.
kind of restricting? Were there things that you wanted to do with like? It's kind of hard to have like a 9-minute track on a vinyl, right?
Yeah,
um,
it was a little bit, I guess, but I think it worked out all right in the end. Like
mhm,
it sort of, a track can drag on a bit too long, but the thing is, it was a little bit of a like an unknown because the music is going to be used for the show itself, right? And that the those pieces are much longer. And
mhm.
after I'd done the vinyl, I had to then take the pieces and adapt them for the show, which took a bit longer than I'd anticipated. Actually, I was like, oh, okay. And then I started getting all these new ideas while I was doing that, and going, oh God, I should have done. So yeah, it was. it was a little bit restricting, but it wasn't. I think sometimes restriction is a good thing. You know, it just forces your creativity and forces your hand. You know, it's like, okay, no, this has to be this length, otherwise it won't fit. I think there was a couple of tracks where Harry had asked them to make them a little bit longer, so we sort of extended them a little bit. But yeah, I was quite happy in the end actually that we managed to get like it without having too much time left on the album. Like there's only like a certain amount. I think I can't remember how many it was. It was like 20 minutes per side or 10 minutes per side or something. 20 minutes per side, and everything fitted quite nicely into it. So I was quite pleased with that in the end.
Yeah, I think there's just looking at my playlist now, it's like 37, 38 minutes in the total runtime. So yeah,
I think we had 40 minutes to play with on the album, so I was 2 minutes short.
Yeah, you were pretty efficient.
Pretty efficient.
Sophie, anything you want to ask Paul before I ask you a question?
No, I think I'm out of questions.
Sophie, do you want to tell Paul about MCM and his music and the live show?
About the use of it in the live show?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So we had...
Yeah. Go on.
Well, so as part of the sort of the introductory music and sort of as everyone's going into the live show and sort of taking their seats and so on and so forth, they were playing... It was the web that they were playing, wasn't it?
Yep.
Which was an instant favourite with everyone. Everyone was absolutely enamoured with that music. Yeah, myself included. Incredible. It's got such a great vibe to it. Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. That's definitely one of my favourite pieces. I think Alex really liked that one. But yeah, that's amazing too. I'm gutted that I could not be there to see that as well. Unfortunately, MCM happened this year on probably one of the busiest weekends of the year for me. I ended up I was at the Amsterdam Music Conference during the week. I then flew back on the Friday and had a gig at a club in London called Fabric, and then it was MCM that same weekend. So and I was also looking after my daughter, so it was just like, so I could only make it down on the Sunday, and I was absolutely knackered that day. So the day that I met you, I was just like running on caffeine fumes. So I sort of missed the live show thing that they did, which is a shame, and didn't get to spend anywhere near as much time at Comic Con as I would have liked to. But hopefully they will be back in there. I've announced the Comic Cons for next year, I believe. So yeah, I will hopefully.
They've announced the dates for May.
We definitely know the dates. Yeah.
And we know that May, and then Sanderson's going to be there. That's about it.
Cool. Awesome.
The only thing that's been announced.
Okay, right. Well, I don't know. I'm not sure but I'll if they are, I'll definitely be there. And even if they're not, I will also definitely be there because I love going to Comic Con. It's just it's a vibe. It's great.
Yeah.
It's a great vibe. Cool. Maybe going back to a like totally unrelated question that Kenneth had about what kind of drew you to drum and bass, Paul. This is like a complete pivot to a complete other persona for you, right? What drew you to drum and bass as a genre, and what's your favorite drum and bass album from another artist?
Okay, so I got into drum and bass really because I loved the sounds that were in the tracks. Like I loved used quite sort of dark and twisted sound design, if you like, and that always excited me. The music was always like what really like hooked me was when I went to a nightclub and heard it in a nightclub and I just heard it like thundering out of the sound system and just everybody in this small room going nuts to all this like thundering raw music. It was just like, oh my God, this is incredible. And it just captivated me. I think this is something, there's a lot of like sci-fi influence in drum and bass, you know, like the real sort of techie, darker stuff that I've always been a big fan of. And it's always been kind of influenced by like soundtracks and stuff. The stuff that I like anyway. I mean, there's all sorts of drum and bass. You know, there's you know all sorts of different flavors. But the stuff that I always really liked was the sort of darker, weirder, more experimental stuff that's sort of soundtrack influence. And I don't know, just something about it just tickled me. And I basically dedicated my life to it, and I still do it. I still love it. I'm writing more drum and bass right now. I've got loads of stuff on the go, and I'm hoping to unleash next year. Because I did take a little bit of a break from it, but now I'm good, fully back into it. And some of my favorite albums, I guess. So I've got well, I've been quite fortunate to be like quite good friends and things like that with some of the artists in drum and bass. And there's my friend Larry Calix has written one of my favorite albums, which is called No Turning Back. That's a really good album. Again, pretty much everything I love about drum and bass is in that album. It's sort of like, epic music that's got loads of weird sounds in it. That's definitely my jam. Um, there's loads of albums that are really cool. I mean, there's a label called Renegade Hardware, which isn't around anymore, and there was an album called Armageddon that was released many years ago that had some incredible pieces of music on it, very influential pieces of music. There's a Ram trilogy, Molten Beats, that was also really good and influential. Uh, there's an artist called Break who's written an album called Renaissance. I think was it Renaissance? Resistance. That was a really good album. That was one of my favorites of his. Adam F. Has an album that I've completely forgotten the name of that was really good. Anyway, there's loads. I could list them for ages, but drum and bass, yeah, is still a huge part of my life, and I'm very grateful that it's been like it's my influence as a composer as well, and sort of being able to pull from that world into the work that I do as a composer as well is yeah, I love it.
I suppose there's still that sort of that layering approach, isn't there, when you're creating a drum and bass piece that's very
Sure.
similar to the approach that you've had.
Yeah,
I say
and
this with very
now
limited knowledge. I've seen Pendulum once in my life, and that's about it. But
okay,
the
yeah,
tech that
Pendulum,
they use is
another great
incredible.
act. Yeah, absolutely. They're a hugely influential act. I mean, Rob Swire is just a genius. His music is incredible, and the when he came into the scene, he really sort of advanced the whole genre by quite a lot because he was doing things that nobody had even thought of. Like there's been over the years sort of really incredible. Like drum and bass is full of really amazing, inspiring musicians that have gone on to do other things in other genres as well. Rob Swire is one of them for sure. Um, yeah, his stuff is awesome.
I think it was the first time I'd ever seen people using like a proper feedback loop on stage with real instruments. That was something that I'd never really
Amazing.
appreciated about drum and bass before.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, there's a lot of like media composers that do drum and bass as well. A lot of trailer music and sound design is written by drum and bass producers because drum and bass is not all of it, but a lot of it is quite heavily in like sound design led, if you like. I suppose most of my music is sound design or sound based rather than melody and instrumentation focused. But that's another reason why I love working on stuff like the Natural Six soundtrack because it is very melody driven and classically written as opposed to being sort of loads of weird sounds stuck together. And then but sort of being able to kind of weave a little bit of that into kind of together and stuff is quite fun, I guess. So yeah.
Just very different, right?
Yeah, it's different. It's a different way of writing, and I love now I'm able to do a bit more of the traditional stuff to bring that into the D&B stuff that I'm doing as well, and sort of mesh the two together.
Shannon,
What?
anything you want to ask
I
Paul?
think I got my question.
You
Sorry,
got your
I've been
question?
so cold, and I've been trying to figure out the least like distracting way to solve it. My
You got-
basement's very cold.
Oh no!
So, yeah, it's very cold today. In my neck of the woods. So I've been so distracted trying to be not distracting. Does that make sense?
That,
But I
We're
think-
not distracting at all. Don't worry.
that's all.
Thank
That's all
you.
good. You're all good.
Yeah,
Shannon.
I mean that was that was the only question. The question I asked earlier was the only one I could think up the entire time before because I always struggle to think up questions. So think we've asked a lot of good questions too. It's hard to think of anything I wouldn't ask.
We have tried
Yeah.
to ask
You've
Paul
done,
good
you've
questions.
been great.
We've
Yeah,
done our
thank you.
best.
You've
Paul,
done
maybe
very good.
related to the kind of music and audio side, do you feel like now you're more able or to think about the lyrical side of what you do, and would you want to do more on the lyrical or on the instrumentation side of and explore that more?
Definitely, weirdly, so the instrumentation and instrumental music generally has always been my preference.
Mm-hmm.
However, um, I am diving more and more into lyrical composition, and I'm actually started writing poetry, which I'm incorporating into some of the drum and bass that I'm working on. And I really enjoy it. I do. It's like one of those things where I'm like, where does this come from all of a sudden? But it just I enjoy it. It's yeah. It kind of gives a whole new dimension to um the creative process, I guess. So like if I'm going to be working on with lyrics for Natural Six or any future Natural Six stuff, then I'll work on them with Harry or whoever, for sure. I wouldn't be comfortable writing lyrics because as well it's Harry's story, so I would work with him. But I just recently did a project actually where we were writing. I tell you another thing I do love is collaboration,
Mm-hmm.
and just working with other people. That's been a huge part of my career. I mean, I wouldn't be anywhere without the people that I've worked with throughout my career, I guess. And like, there's nothing. Sitting down and smashing out some lyrics to something is a great experience for someone. It's like, oh, what about this one? Yeah, try this, try this, try this. Like with a lot of the singers I work with, we do end up just sort of, brainstorming and writing things together and suggesting words and things. So yeah, lyrical composition is a good time. I'm definitely not the best at it, but I'm getting better, I guess. And the poetry is helping for sure.
It's definitely a skill. Um,
Hmm.
maybe kind of related to that, would you, if you had the option, would you want to play the album live, kind of yourself, as you're kind of with, or would you prefer like an orchestra to play?
I would
What
definitely
if
prefer an
you?
orchestra.
Yeah.
Yeah. Live performance has never really been my thing, I guess.
Hmm.
I don't even know what I would play. I guess because there's not many keys on the album. A lot of it is string or brass, or
Mm-hmm.
I could do the drums. I would probably do some drums. I'd be some drum, big hits or whatever. That would probably be my role as a performer. But I would love to see an orchestra. I think as well from a learning point of view, have like to see what an orchestra would do with this would be really interesting, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would be a great journey. Whether or not it will happen, I don't know. I mean,
Well, we
we did
can but hope. We can but hope.
we can but hope. There is. I'm not going to say anything, but yeah, there's.
Is
I'm not
there a
going to say anything.
particular? Is there then a particular track you think would lend itself most to that kind of orchestral environment from the album?
Probably A Toast to Trouble, I guess, would be really interesting to hear because it's
That's
the
the
most
obvious
kind of
one. Yeah.
classically orchestrated piece. Uh, there's some pieces which are quite weird and almost a bit electronic that would be maybe a bit harder to translate. Like
Mm-hmm.
there's sort of like the murk is thick and the gods are real. That would be quite a challenge because it's just a load of weird textures and things. The Web would be quite an interesting one. I'd quite like to hear that interpreted by an orchestra. Um, and I guess also Reliquiae would be quite interesting to hear as an orchestrated piece.
Mm-hmm.
It would probably sound quite different because there's a few again sort of weird and wonderful layers in there that could be interesting. But I mean, I would really like to. I've never worked with an orchestra, like a real orchestra before. It's definitely a goal of mine, and who knows, one day maybe it shall happen.
One day.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed. Well, I'm sensitive, Paul, to the fact that you've been very generous with us with your time.
Okay.
Is there anything in particular you'd like to talk about the album, or anything else you've been working on recently that you'd like people to know about?
Ooh. Well, I mean, we spoke about Golf Gambit. That's one thing I've been working on recently. The other thing I've done recently is there's a game called 2 Point Museum, which
Mm-hmm.
I've been scoring all the trailers for, and that's been a fantastic job to work on. Every time they do a new DLC, I do the trailer for that, and Alex, I think does the voices for that trailer. So yeah, that's been a fantastic job to work on. Um, I am currently working on, well, a lot of my own music at the moment. I actually, because I was quite busy as a composer, I sort of let my own music slide. But now I'm like, no, I need to write my own music. I need my own outlet again. So, and I'm just really inspired as well. So I'm doing a lot of my own stuff at the moment. In terms of like what to say about the album, I mean, it was an incredible privilege to be given this opportunity to write this music. And I'm really incredibly grateful for it. Um, I am a huge fan of their work, like as individuals, their roles within the games that they, are involved with. Um, and I kind of never would have dreamed that I'd be working with them in a way. It was like, if you'd have told me, like, I mean, I was playing The Witcher, right? Years
Mm-hmm.
ago when I was writing my first drum and bass album. And if you'd have told me back then, oh, by the way, in sort of 5 years' time, you're going to be writing an album for Doug, Doug's like naturals. I would have been like, what? That's it. What? Like the concept of that would have been completely insane. So yeah, I'm very, 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 very grateful for the opportunity that they gave me to write this music. And um it's been one of the most exciting projects I've ever been involved with as a composer for sure. Um, I'm really, yeah, grateful for it. And the guys are just awesome as well. They're just lovely, really nice to work with. Holly is amazing. She's been, I've been back and forth with her quite a lot, as well as Harry. Um, and yeah, I hope there will be a part two as much as you guys. Let's just say that, but we shall see. We shall see.
We certainly look forward to it. Given that you have four of us here, is there any questions you'd like to ask us, Paul?
Yeah, I would love to
that's
ask you some
pressure.
questions.
Oh no.
Oh no, that's how the turntables.
Pressure.
The tables are turned indeed. So have you guys, all right, these are kind of just general questions, I guess, that are not just aimed at particularly. So how did you guys meet?
Wow. I'll maybe take this one. So, early on, we have a group that gets together. In fact, that's true of everyone here, other than yourself, Paul. That watches the episodes live as they go out, effectively. So we have a watch party, basically. And that's how most of us got met each other originally. In fact, that's where
Oh,
Harry,
amazing.
Shan, and myself originally met there. And then we had the kind of idea of, hey, well, like we're talking about, usually we'd spend half an hour or an hour after the episode talking about the episode. Sometimes the cast would come in and we'd talk with them a little bit about how they felt about the episode, things like that. And I think that whole watch party experience has been good also for the cast to see a live reaction to an episode, right? They can kind of come in there and get a vibe for how things are going. So
Right.
we just thought, hey, well, we're talking about this thing anyway, and we enjoy talking to each other about this stuff, so why not do
Let's
this?
just do a
So
podcast. So you
so
all met through Natural Six then. You
Yes.
guys wouldn't know of each other unless it was
yes.
through Natural Six.
Um,
That's really cool.
No.
Sophie and I have met in person. Shannon and I have not yet met. Neither has Jazzy. But a lot of the kind of general hosting crew, etc., a lot of us have met in person. Yeah. At
Right,
MCM
okay,
or
wow.
other events. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you all based in the UK or not? You're in the US?
I'm the
No.
only one.
You're
I'm
in
in
the
the
US.
US. Mm-hmm.
I thought you were. I mean, obviously the accent, but like, I
Yeah,
wasn't sure
yeah.
if you were
It
based.
gives it away.
Definitely. Amazing. Whereabouts in the US?
I'm in Philadelphia. We're right
Philadelphia,
outside
okay.
Philadelphia, so on the East Coast.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Go Birds.
Wow.
Yeah. Go
Go
birds.
Birds.
Yes, go birds.
Go birds.
So
We
that's
gotta
a
get
bit of
go
our
birds
own
from
lore.
Doug.
Okay. So have you been, and you've been there from the beginning of Natural Six, or like, how did you get into? How did you know about Natural Six? What was that? Was it through the work that they've done in their video games? I guess.
Close.
Mm-hmm.
So Shannon and Sophie were both backers of the Kickstarter.
Right.
I think Jazzy, no, right, Jazzy?
I just missed the Kickstarter, but
Yeah,
I,
so
Oh,
both
right.
Jazzy and I missed out on the Kickstarter. So
Yeah.
Mhm.
Harry, who's normally with us, who's currently on sabbatical at the moment, I think is backer number 6 or
It's
7.
just like 3, I thought.
Something like that.
He's ridiculously first.
He was really early on.
Yeah.
So some of us have been around. Certainly, all of us have been around the show since the certainly like session 0, episode 1. So we've been, I don't know what we're on, like 40 some odd now, 45. 45 will be the next one.
44.
So yeah, we've been around this thing largely since the beginning.
Yeah,
Almost 2
I
years.
saw their show at EGX, their sort of session 0.5, and it was one of those things. I was going to EGX anyway, and then Ben Starr, being a meme on the internet, said he was playing some D&D. I thought, that's chaos I want to see, and then fell in love with the whole crew. He wasn't even the most chaotic one. It was Alex Jordan and Doug that were the most chaotic ones. So
He's very memeable, isn't he?
yeah.
He really is.
Yeah,
He is.
he
Yeah.
is.
He's a living meme. He is a living meme.
Yeah.
He made a
Oh,
meme
yeah,
of
it's
himself once more on Thursday.
I know,
Never
right?
escape. We'll never escape.
He's great. Yeah. I mean, yeah. They are all as well. They're just their personalities. It just works really well together, don't they? Just the whole crew. They're awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fit is something else, I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. It's really cool. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever done this in a podcast, and I apologize if you have, but can you each give me your top 3 video games?
Oh.
Mm.
All right. Jazzy, you look like you're
He's ready.
ready.
Jesse's ready.
I've read because it's one of those things that occasionally I sort of almost mind palace it, and it changes. It does change, but there is actually. I have to say, I'm afraid Super Metroid just misses my top 3, but
That's
it's
fine. It's all right. As long as it's kind of, I mean, one, it's great that it's even in your top 10, I guess, because a lot of people have never played it.
top
So
5. I would
respect.
say.
Top 5. Awesome. Yeah, great.
It's wonderful.
Mm.
So I'd say number 3 is Disco Elysium.
Hey, I've never played that, actually. I do want to play that, but I never have. Looks awesome.
Like a playable novel.
Mm.
There's a documentary at the minute, a no-clip documentary.
Was it a no-clip one?
Yeah, with Danny O'Dwyer, who he's another one I followed for long ago. I think he knows
He's
some
great.
of the double jump people.
He does, yeah, he does. I think he's quite friendly with
From the-
Cam, actually. But
the-
yeah.
Yeah, dating back to their GameSpot days. But yes, he's doing that documentary. The Disco Elysium's, if you like, number 3. Number 2 for me is Witcher 3. Witcher 3 Wild Hunt. Wonderful game.
Definitely in my top 5. Yeah.
Yeah, and then number 1 for me is It's an old Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VI is my game of all time.
Final Fantasy VI.
Yes,
Right,
on the
okay.
It's a good one.
SNES.
It's a good one.
It's got an
On the
excellent.
SNES.
It's got an
Wow.
excellent soundtrack. In fact, the final boss fight soundtrack, "Dancing Mad," I think of that sometimes when I listen to your Barabasque track.
Oh, amazing.
I love Dancing
That's-
Mad.
That's modelled around
Yeah.
sort of heaven, hell, purgatory, that kind of model.
Oh,
So it's-
brilliant.
Yeah.
Did you ever play a game called Secret of Mana?
Yes.
Mhm.
Oh, and Chrono Trigger. All of those three.
Chrono
at the
Trigger,
same
yeah. I
time.
missed Chrono Trigger, annoyingly. But Secret of Mana was one of my favorites. And I know they've released a new entry in the Mana game, which I
Visions of
series.
Mana.
Yeah, which I kind of wanted to check out. I don't know if it's any good, but I've kind of heard mixed things about it, but I do want to play it at some point.
It's worth playing, but I think not essential.
Yeah, it's like don't go in with like high expectations
Yeah.
that this is going to be anywhere near as good as what it used to be years ago. Yeah, that's
Right.
fine. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just a shame, but never mind.
Sophie, you want to go
okay.
next?
Go on.
I have to write this down.
Yeah. I couldn't rank them between themselves, between third, second, and first, but Horizon Zero Dawn, big fan.
Ooh, love that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Great
I
game.
just the storytelling gets me. I mean, I loved the follow up as well, and I loved the story in the follow up. But there's something about the first game that really.
The first one was like
really
where it
hits.
all just sort of starting to unfold, and it was like this. It was brand
There's
new.
so
The world
much
was
mystery,
like yeah,
so much mystery, yeah,
mystery
yeah.
and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, incredible world building in that game. It's great. Yeah.
And Eurus Demand's soundtrack as well for that game
Mhm.
is something
Yeah.
that I have on a loop quite a lot as well, just as sort of good background
Brilliant.
music. So yeah,
Yeah.
Horizon Zero Dawn. It's got to be Expedition 33. Has got to be in there.
Yeah.
It's in there, right? Okay, wow. I do
Yeah.
again really want to play that game. It's in, and I hear the music is absolutely unbelievable
yeah.
as well.
It's
yeah.
top tier. Top
Yeah,
tier. Yeah.
Do want to do it. Actually,
So if
I've
you-
got a friend of mine. When I was doing the recording session with them, I got a friend of mine whose son was playing Expedition 33 at the time. So I got Ben to record a voice clip for,
Ooh.
and he was like, "Oh
I
my
bet
God,
he
it's amazing."
loved
So
that. I
he
bet
was very
loved
happy. Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So
for
if
sure.
you got tickets for the show in London, right? The
Yeah.
music.
Within,
Yeah.
I got it.
Oh, they're doing a
under 60
concert, are they?
seconds. I used.
Yeah.
Yeah,
They're-
they're doing the music in concert at the
Oh,
Everton
man.
Apollo
Awesome.
in Hammersmith.
Brilliant. Wow.
Yeah, I used to go for Glastonbury tickets every year. Like I used to live near where Glastonbury Festival was held. I'm
I really,
primed
I
to
have
just
played at Glastonbury
barge in
years
and
ago.
get tickets. Yeah,
Yeah. Glastonbury's amazing. I'd love to go again. Yeah. It's
so
awesome.
good, so good. Yeah, I used to go like every year when I was a teenager, which is
Oh, amazing.
a while ago now. But yeah.
Number one. So
Yeah. So, and then the final one, Final Fantasy IX. There's just something, and I
Oh,
think
so we've
for
had
me, it's,
6 and 9.
6
Okay,
and 9.
interesting.
yeah. 6 is an incredible entry, but for me, 9 is something, and maybe this is why I love Expedition 33 as well. Is there are a lot of themes and sort of, I guess, nods to the older Final Fantasies. It's almost like a love letter to the rest of the series, in terms of all the little references and so on and so forth. And I think Expedition, in its own way, is a love letter to RPGs in general. So maybe that's why I like them both. I don't know.
I do. I really should play Expedition 33. I also really want to play Death Stranding 2, which I haven't yet. So that's
Yes.
very high up on my list because I really loved Death Stranding 1. And I'm waiting for it to come out on the PC because I don't have a PlayStation because I sold it because I'm an idiot. But there we go.
Well, Shen, would you like me to go first, or you got your list?
I mean, I wrote down the first 5 games I could think of, and I'm trying to narrow them down.
All right. Well,
Because-
you narrow them down.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll go with my top 3. All right. I'm gonna go number 3. I'm gonna go Quake.
Ooh, yes.
Um,
Interesting choice as well. That's a great one.
And I think all 3 of the games I've got on my list are ones that kind of had impact for me at various points in my life. So Quake was really the first game that for me there was a kind of multiplayer kind of community around the game that I was kind of directly involved in. So yeah, number 3 Quake, number 2 Deus Ex, first one.
Good choice. Yeah, I love that.
kind of the first game really that showed kind of like what choice really could be, at least to me, in a game, and different ways of approaching different things. And if you had 10 people talking about the game and how they had gone through it, each one would have a completely different kind of perspective on how the game went for them, right? In addition to the narrative, the music as well is fantastic in the original Deus Ex. And number one for me is Frogger.
Yes.
Wow, Frogger, what a classic! I mean, you can't go wrong with Frogger, can you? Goodness me,
No.
what a
That's
game!
number one
That is
for
a
me.
classic.
That's my one of my earliest gaming memories is Frogger. So it's pretty hard to beat that. And just like getting that frog across and not falling in the water, man, is just
It used to give me a hard time. It was hard. It was very hard. And there's also been loads of different iterations of it, haven't there? Now there's like modern arcade versions of it and stuff. That's just
yeah.
brilliant. But yeah, that's a
So
great choice.
yeah, definitely Frogger. For
Brilliant.
number one. I got so many. I could list so many games that are.
It's hard, isn't it? It is hard.
But those are the ones I think that I can think of right now that had the most impact. If I had a fourth to select, I'd probably pick Dark Age of Camelot. The guys have heard me talk about the
I
game.
don't know that one. I don't know that one.
It was one of the early MMOs from the early 2000s. That was kind of the first real community, I think, that I was involved with around games. I went and visited a bunch of people who I met playing the game in real life. We had a series of events and things that we did. It was really that kind of first community for me. So if I had to pick 4, Paul, instead of 3, I'd put Dark Age Camelot number 4.
It's hard. I mean, if I could pick 20 and just go on and on and on for
On
hours,
and on and
it's
on,
one of those-
yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my
I always find it really interesting talking to people about what their favorite games are, because it's such a hard thing to do. Pick 3 games. And one of the you mentioned Quake, one of the games which I have to say as well, special shout for the soundtrack and for this Doom, the new 2016 Doom, and Mick Gordon as well.
Yep.
Incredible work, incredible music, and an incredible composer for sure. And I don't know why. I mean, again, how the hell did I forget that? But
I mean, obviously,
too many games.
original Quake is all Trent Reznor and the whole thing, and that's kind
it's
of
Trent Reznor, isn't it? That's right.
yeah, and it's embedded
Sorry,
in the whole sort of mythos of the game. Yeah, his music.
Amazing.
Shannon, you got your 3?
God, I think so.
Go.
Oh no. Okay, so to be fair, the only games I finished as a kid were Pokemon games. I was really bad at finishing games as a kid, which I'm trying to fix as an adult, playing games I never finished as a kid. So it's a very silly list. So I still have 4. I'm gonna do my best to narrow it down as I go. I put Claire Obscure on there. I don't think I have to go
33.
too deep.
Good.
Yeah, Expedition 33.
Brilliant.
I have Uncharted 2. The other 3 that I wrote down were all sequels. And I mostly went off the ones I've replayed the most, essentially. Like, obviously they're my favorites because I've replayed them several times. So I went with Uncharted 2. I just think it was all these sequels are improvements on the first one. And it's just so much fun. I love Nathan Drake. I love, like, Uncharted got me back into gaming, like a mix of Uncharted and Assassin's Creed. So, like, I give a lot of, sorry about the dogs. I give a lot of credit to Uncharted 2. Love that game. I had so much fun playing it.
I've only ever played 3. I played 3, and also
good.
the add-on that they did as well. That was really, and I loved it. It was awesome. But because I've never had a PlayStation, I missed out on Uncharted.
That'll do it.
But,
yeah,
it is really good. It was really good.
They're so much fun, and they were like the PlayStation games, for the Uncharted games. The ones I was torn between, they're so different. Mass Effect 2 and Sly Cooper 2. So
Well, there's a 2.
yeah, so I mean Mass Effect is like so self-explanatory. It's one of like another one of the like essential games. Obviously I love Mass Effect, but again, Mass Effect 2 kind of improves upon it. And I just had a lot of fun playing 2. I love the companions. And it's just so
Mass
much
Effect 2 is
fun.
definitely in my top 5 of all time. It's
So
just
good.
such a good game. And also
So much fun.
another game with incredible music, like the sound, the map
So
screen
good.
music in Mass
Is
Effect.
it
Yes.
Jack Wall?
I could listen
That's
to
the
that for
composer?
hours. Yeah, I can't.
So
Yeah, but
good.
yeah, there was I think Richard Jacks did a bit of work on it, but I'm not sure what. But the
I know the
soundtrack.
first one was Jack Wall, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know about the other two.
Also the Citadel music, just
Citadel is
Citadel
so
music
good.
is
just.
But yeah, the map
just
music. I mean, they
so
played
good.
some of it when Trisha Helfer came out for the Game Awards because she was
they really?
presenting a trailer and she played Edie. So they played Mass Effect music when she came out. It was
music.
very cute.
I'm
Yeah,
really intrigued to see where they take it now, Mass Effect. I hope
I'm nervous, but
it's good.
excited.
I'm nervous too,
Nervous, but excited.
but let's see. But that is one of my favorite.
So good.
Just the whole lore
Yeah.
and everything behind the story and everything.
Yeah.
It's just mind blowing.
Yeah.
Such a good series, and the music as well, also incredible. And great choice, Mass Effect 2,
Love Mass
absolute
Effect 2.
banger.
Yeah.
It truly is an absolute banger. Love it.
Nice. Yeah.
Great.
I love the Sly Cooper games.
I know,
They're
I
like
don't even
they're
know.
my nostalgia pick. They're my
What a
nostalgia
pivot.
pick.
I know Google.
It's
Sly
just
Cooper.
like
Okay.
I had Kingdom Hearts 2 written down. I had GoldenEye written down. Like
Oh yeah,
you know,
N64
there's-
GoldenEye.
Yeah, GoldenEye.
That's a classic.
But I remember it the least, which is why I crossed it off. But yeah, it's like the Sly Cooper games are just fun. Another like classic PlayStation series. The second one is again, it's another one that improves upon the original. And it's just so much fun. Like they were some of my favorite games. I would steal them from my brother. And
Brilliant.
when they released the whole collection for like it was PS4, PS3, I can't remember. I bought them for myself because I was like, I need to be able to play Sly Cooper 2 anytime I want. I think it's Honor Among Thieves, or is that the third
Right.
one?
pass.
Awesome.
I love those games. They're just fun. They're goofy. Like the comedy is great. Sucker Punch is just a great studio. And I mean like they're killing it right now. But yeah, the Sly Cooper games are so fun. So fun.
Amazing.
Yeah, so there you go.
Cool. Awesome. I do love hearing about what people's, and also I've never played Sly Cooper, so I'm going to check that out now.
It's
See what
great.
like. That sounds great.
Yeah.
Okay, let me think. So, do I have any more? If everyone's answered. Do I have any more questions? I suppose I should probably shoot off, to be honest with you, because my I need to put my daughter to bed. As it is a bit late.
That's allowed. That's allowed, Paul.
But it's been an absolute pleasure talking to you guys. Thank you
So
so much
fun.
for having me on.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
great.
thanks so
Thank
much
you for
for
being here.
being so generous with your time, Paul. Paul, is there tell the people where they can find you, anything you want to shout out that you're doing soon, playing anywhere soon, you got any games coming out?
So
Tell the people what they need
you
to
can
know.
Find me on Instagram. I am on my handle is InsideInfo on Instagram. I do have another handle which is Paul Bondy, but I don't really use it, so I'm probably just going to use the InsideInfo. So InsideInfo is me on Instagram. I have a website which is www.insideinfomusic.com, and there are more links and stuff on there. Some of the work I've done. I don't use Twitter or Blue Sky or any one of those really. I'm a bit crap at social media, if I'm completely honest with you. But I'll always happily talk to people if they write to me and have questions and stuff. So feel free. What else can you find? I am on Facebook as well. I've got a page there as Inside Info, but I haven't used it for ages. So I'm pretty terrible at that. What I'm working on at the moment, well, Golf Gambit is ongoing. That's my game project. Sweet, check it out. I can't talk about. Annoyingly, I'm under NDA, so
That's
I
the
can't
problem,
talk
right?
about what I'm working on at the moment or what is forthcoming. But I do have some music in a game which is forthcoming, which is quite a large franchise that I can't talk about.
Mhm.
I think it's due out next March, maybe. I don't know actually. I think it may have been delayed now, so I'm not sure. Um, but that will come out at some point, and I do have a lot of my own music in progress at the moment, which I'm hoping to launch next year. I am playing some gigs as well. I will be playing drum and bass at a event coming up is it January or February? Hang on, let me just check. It's actually it's actually at Butlins in Bognor Regis, which is going to be quite fun. Here we go. Where is it? It is in. Oh no, it's not in my diary. I can't see it. There's an event called Hospitality. So the 1st of February. There you go.
Excellent.
In Bognor, and I'm playing in Croatia as well next year at some point.
Wow.
Yeah, I think that's in June. And I will be at the Develop conference next year as well, which
Oh,
I
cool.
hope to see. Yeah, I'll be there if you want to come say hi, probably. And I'll also be at Comic-Con again, hopefully. So, and I will try and see you guys there as well if you're going as well. Great.
Well, I look forward to it. Hopefully, we will
Cool.
serendipitously meet again. I don't know how we managed to cross paths at the right time,
Pure
Paul, but
coincidence, just pure coincidence.
I'm happy. I'm happy that we did, and I'm happy that we had you
Me
on.
too. I'm very honored to be here. Thank you for having me on. It's been great.
And
There's the dog.
Shan's
Oh,
dog
look
has
at that.
now
Oh,
also
Yeah.
made a
Yeah,
I've got a guest
he's
appearance.
here.
guest appearance.
That's
He's
Bear,
Oh,
isn't it?
bless him.
Bear, come on, please get off the desk.
Hello, Bear.
He's falling.
All
He's
right.
falling.
He is huge. Look at
Yeah,
that.
he's
He's a big
80
dog.
pounds.
He's a big dog.
guy.
Nice.
He's
Wow.
an actual bear.
Yep.
He is an
Yes.
actual bear, isn't he? Look at that.
He is. He's
Wow.
a big boy.
Excellent.
He's a-
Right.
All right, guys.
Thank
Big
you very.
love.
Thank you very much,
Bye.
Paul.
Thank
you
you.
so
Thank you
Appreciate
very
it.
much. And I'll see you guys soon. And enjoy the
Hope-
rest of your podcast. And
Excellent.
take care.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Take care.
Bye bye.
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 All right.
Oh God.
Well, that was fun.
Sorry,
As
he's using
Shan-
you to stretch.
As Shan
Get
gets
down.
as Shan gets mauled
For the content.
for the
Fair.
content.
It
Yes.
had to happen
I
on content,
love
let's be
you.
honest.
I love you, but you need to get down.
All
need
right.
to get
Let's.
Get down.
We're an hour and 50 minutes in, so let's blitz this thing, guys.
Daisy.
Yeah.
Daisy. Not two of you.
Let's try and quickly get through news.
Yeah.
We got an episode coming up here on the 22nd of December, the Christmas episode. Sounds like Alex will be
23rd,
DMing.
Yeah, I was gonna say the 23rd.
Yes,
Yep.
Tuesday the 23rd of December.
So that'll be cool. There should be some DrKagon stuff coming out, right? As well?
That's the new year.
So we've got DrKagon Part 1 on the 30th of December.
Yes.
Uh-huh, that's right.
And then
Jazzy.
Part 2
You
is...
are absolutely correct.
Is it the 40th? Or like,
Let me just look here. Let's bring it up.
Dang, you guys are
Oh,
so
yeah,
mean.
DrKagon.
Yes. Yeah, so they haven't announced when Part 2 will
DrKagon
be.
trailer in a couple days.
Mhm.
So Thursday, I guess.
The Ask Us
um,
Anything's still not live.
Yeah.
So we've got that to look forward to.
Yes.
What are you doing?
Yes, we do. Cool.
Wait, what is that?
Excellent.
All right, get it, and go.
I don't know. I mean, we could probably spend an hour talking about the Game Awards, and we don't really have an hour to talk about the Game
No.
Awards.
Out of the way.
Expedition 33 won a ton of stuff. Most wins, most nominations ever, most wins ever. I don't think there's probably not much more to say about that. We got a ton of games coming out that will have natural 6 cast members in them, including Golf Gambit. At least in the trailer.
Yeah.
Anything else? Anything we need to really say about the Game Awards, guys?
Um,
Is there a game that's coming out that you saw at the Game Awards that you're really excited about? As Shan continues to get mauled.
As a huge fan of Knights of the Old Republic, when they announced Fate of the Old
yes.
Republic, I was very giddy, especially when they announced then that Casey Hudson was involved in making
Yeah.
it. I was thinking,
Having met Casey once in Alberta, in Edmonton, I think. I think I met him in Edmonton. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
where that
old
main studio
BioWare.
is.
I'm
Oh,
very excited
fair.
to see all those guys kind of
Oh my god.
having some creative freedom on their own. Very excited. Very excited, Jazzy.
KOTOR 3 in orbit now.
Yeah, I mean,
It's because I even like KOTOR 2, which I know has a mixed reception. So to
I
have
like it too.
something
I
new
like it
that
too. I
serious-
like it too.
Yeah.
Sophie, anything from the Game Awards that you're really excited about?
No, not really. I mean, I haven't actually watched the Game Awards itself in full, so I was more interested in who won the various awards more than anything. But I don't remember anything from trailers that I've
That
seen
really was
since
like, wow, I
particularly,
want to play that.
was like, oh, I need this. Yeah, there's some interesting stuff that might be coming out, but
Cool.
The gameplay reveal that probably was most exciting for me was the new Control game.
Yeah.
Yes.
Control Resonant, with a different protagonist.
Different
although if
protagonist,
you've played
yeah.
Alan Wake 2, it's telegraphed a bit for reasons.
Yeah. It looks good. It looks good.
I've yet
Shannon.
to play.
Yeah.
Wake 2.
Try to remember. Well, obviously, like all the girlies, I was excited about the Leon Kennedy reveal that we totally didn't see coming. That we totally
Shocker.
didn't know about. So yeah, that was really fun, and I was happy to hear that he's his old self. Like, there were a couple gags. There was like the doctor attacked him. He's like, I think I'm gonna ask for a second opinion. And then there was one where whoever he's talking to on the radio, we all think it's what's her name? The little girl. Not a little girl anymore, but what's the name of the Shelly? Is that her name?
Oh, what in
Sherry.
RE2?
Sherry.
Sherry.
Yeah.
Sherry.
We think it's Sherry.
Sherry.
We're not sure, but when she said like, "Don't do anything stupid," and he's like, "Me? I would never."
I would never.
Yes, you
So
would,
so
darling.
good. Also glad that it's Nick back. Nick Apostolides. I know people want Matthew Mercer back, but they've Matt's already said he's done. So I don't know why we're still begging for Matthew to come back. He said the movie he did was the last Leon performance he did. He fully handed it over to Nick, who I think is doing a tremendous job.
He's doing brilliantly at it.
He's
Like,
so good. And I'm excited. I'm really excited to see older Leon. I'm excited to see what other characters because it sounds like it's going to be tied to 2 and 3. So I'm excited to see who else comes back. Ada. Since they cut her from Village, please put her in 9.
In 9.
So I was excited for that, but that wasn't really a reveal. If I had to do new game reveal, I'm excited about the Tomb Raider games. The 2 Tomb Raider reveals. We spent 5 minutes trying to figure out why the voice sounded so familiar. It's the British Inquisitor voice from Dragon Age Inquisition.
It's
And
Alex
once I
Wilton
heard
Reagan.
it, yes, Alex Wilton Reagan. And once we figured it out, we were like, oh my god, of course it is. And so that was exciting. I feel like there might have been one more where I was like, ooh, that looks cool. But I can't remember it off the top of my head, but for the most part, I was mostly underwhelmed, which is normal for a Game Awards. Sometimes they'll, Square Enix didn't show up at all, which was wild.
No, it was weird from them, yeah.
I know they're in a 3-year restructuring plan.
Yep.
So I guess we'll see. But that was crazy. It was crazy just not to see them at all. I'm trying to think if there was something else where I was like, ooh. But I can't. I thought that me and my friend were talking about that, the final reveal. that Jeff like put on this pedestal, and it's like it just sounds like
Hero Guard or something.
yeah, it sounds like a game with ill timing. And because he like they didn't just save Leon for last. I feel like
the extra that was the
Yeah.
extra hero shoot, like another
yeah, it's
hero
like
shooter.
we're all
right?
kind of
Yeah.
tired of hero shooters. It sounds like my friend said what it feels like. It's one of those things where they probably had an idea, but they were told by the money people, no, we should do hero shooters. They're big right now, and because they did it in secret, all this years, like hero shooters are falling out of favor. But they were already hitched their wagon to it, so they had to do it. And then
Yeah.
they spent all that money on the last ad
That's
slot.
rough, right?
And
Yeah.
it's like I don't know why Jeff let that happen. I feel like Jeff should have just let
it's Jeff.
Resident Evil take the last spot and just let them, because I feel like it wouldn't have been as bad if they were earlier in the night. And like we'd all be like, oh, that's another forgettable game, but like they wouldn't be trashing it the way that they are if like
Yeah,
if it
the
wasn't,
kind
if you
of
didn't pick a bigger game.
one more thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I was happy after about the first 30 minutes of reveals. I could have turned the whole thing off after
Yeah.
the first 30. So yeah, for me, Jazzy, Fates. I'm
Yeah,
excited
Fate
about.
that's exciting.
I'm excited about Solasta 2 as well.
That looks good,
Ben,
yeah.
etc.
We heard him and we're like, oh no, not
my
again.
God. Oh my God.
Not again.
And
He's got us again.
You know, Amelia in there
The
as
cast
well.
is so
The
good.
cast is great. I mean, we'll see whether the game can match up to it.
What
I'm
did
a
you
sucker
make?
for Diablo 4. I put probably 500-600 hours in that game. So I'm excited about that expansion. Sounds like Amelia Tyler is voicing the. You can play the Paladin now. Amelia Tyler's voicing the sort of character guide for the Paladin. So if you're playing the Paladin now in, I think it's season 11 in Diablo 4, you can listen to Amelia Tyler. So we could wax eloquently on for another probably 45 minutes in the Game Awards.
Yeah, I
easily.
remembered what the other thing was. It was when I was making fun of Harry, which you guys wouldn't have seen because it was in the DMs. Basically, when they revealed that they did the James Bond First Light promo, right?
Oh.
Yes.
Harry and I are very excited about James Bond First Light. I don't need to go too deep into it. But they revealed that Lenny Kravitz is in it, right? And they brought him out almost dressed as the character. And I had to explain to Harry who Lenny Kravitz was. So he, which is my favorite moment of the Game Awards. I'm not going to lie to you. And
Bless
it was
Harry.
so funny to me because I was I said, he's a singer. And then Harry followed up with, oh, it's the stylist from the Hunger Games. And I just went, American Woman. And he goes, who's an American woman? And I was like, oh my God. We're losing the ancient
Sweet
text.
Summer Child, I swear.
We're losing the
I
ancient
swear.
text.
Yep.
I was
First
like,
we thought Basil Brush was a squirrel, and now
Boom,
Yeah.
now
boom.
we're
he
at
doesn't know
this.
Lenny Kravitz saying American
Oh my
Woman.
God.
Stay away from me. Like,
Sweet Summer
Oh,
Child.
man.
but yeah,
No.
that was very funny to me. Obviously, I'm still excited for that game, but that
Yeah.
moment was very funny to me personally. Sorry to out Harry, who is currently faking his death as he travels back to Mouse. But that was very funny to me that he did not know who Lenny Kravitz was, and when he did, he only knew him as Cinna from the Hunger Games.
Games. Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
I forgot that he was in the Hunger
at least
Yes.
he recognized something that would not have been the one that I picked up on, Shan. But
yeah, yep.
all right, let's blitz this. What we've been doing lately, ladies and gentlemen. Doing lately. Jazzy, what you been up to?
Lots of Christmas. So Christmas shopping, Christmas wrapping, Christmas meals, 2 of them last week with work. So, which were wonderful.
Succulent.
Succulent indeed. Succulent Christmas meal. And and wrapping presents. I've bought the cards, I haven't written the cards. Very much Christmas. And a little bit of gaming. I finished Dragon Quest 2 Remake. So I've now completed that remake trilogy of Dragon Quest 3, then 1, then 2. And
Is it good?
It is fantastic. It does
I'm so tempted. I'm
finish.
so tempted
It
to buy
finishes really well. Dragon Quest One's remake is probably the weakest bit, but it's only like a small part of it. It feeds into number
That's
two.
just a single, like you're just a
Yeah.
single player. There's no
Yeah.
party, is there, in one?
No, you just play as a single character, and then you have a party of four. But it's almost like one game, but two parts, with the second part being somewhat bigger, and then there are callbacks to Dragon Quest 3. So I finished that. So my gaming backlog is slightly less. I progressed a little bit of Final Fantasy Tactics as well. So I'm well into chapter 3 now.
Excellent. Shannon, you look poised. Let's blitz this thing. What you been doing?
Because the dogs were behind me and I was about to be very stressed out. They started barking at each other. So I farmed Mog Tomes. If you play Final Fantasy 14, you know what I'm talking about, right before patch. If you do certain things, you get this currency and you can use it to buy like harder to get rewards or things that they don't put out anymore. Things that are expensive on the market board, things like that. So I was doing a lot of that in my spare time. It's what I was doing last night instead of taking my notes completely by accident. I forgot to take my notes. Because you have to do it before patch or you get kicked out. Like, you know, because the patch drops today. I'm very excited to go make some glams because they unrestricted a lot of glams. And rumor has it, they might have recast Graha. We don't know because everyone's being really good about spoilers and they're all saying Graha's voice is different, but nobody is posting an example. So I cannot tell you for sure if Jonathan Bailey just had a worse mic or if they temporarily recast Graha because he was very busy recently, but I'll hopefully find out. Anyway, Expedition 33 DLC dropped right at the end of the Game Awards. It was their thank you DLC. He literally was like, go get it right now. Right now. And we were like, right now? It took 5 minutes, but it was right now. It's very fun. I haven't really done anything except mini games, but it's super fun. It made me realize something about the game, a layer that I hadn't considered, which I also thought was crazy work. Absolutely crazy work that they're still like giving me more to think about this game. It's beautiful. There's new music. It's so fun. And by fun, I mean infuriating because I can't jump into the red ring. If you know, you know. The new outfits are stunning. The women look incredible in the new dresses. And their photo mode is insane. It is like, and I found out completely by accident. I didn't see the patch notes, but I paused the game to do something really quick. And I turned and I saw it in the menu. And I was like, photo mode, you say? And it's one of the most comprehensive photo modes I've ever seen. They even let you move the camera in cutscenes, which I do not see very often in photo modes. Usually, yeah. I haven't gotten to experiment yet because I haven't gotten a cutscene in the DLC. And famously, I have not started a New Game Plus because I don't want to beat Simon in New Game Plus. I'd rather die. So yeah, I'm trying to do that. So I'm going to do Verso's drafts, which is what the area is called. And then perhaps go back and try again. They've also added a lot of new bosses. I accidentally went into 2 of them. Terrible stuff.
Love it when that
Horrible
happens.
stuff. I'm not going to name them because they're slightly spoilers, but like terrible stuff. But yeah, like it's super fun. I can't wait to play more of it. I haven't had time yet because I closed a lot over the weekend. So I have extra time off around Christmas. I'm actually going to like, Ben has some very silly moments so far. And I know there's more very silly Ben moments to come. So very glad that Verso gets to have fun for about 5 minutes of this game. So yeah, I won't go too deep into anything because of spoilers, but it's super cool. And the art so far is super cool for it. Speaking of Expedition 33, I pre-ordered an SKA plushie this morning. They're available for pre-order. Check it out. They're very cute. It's literally the plushie from the game that you find in Verso's room in the game. So it's not like a plushie version of real SKA, if you know what I mean. But I'm very excited. Yet another Claire Obscure pre-order that will come to my home one day. Please look forward to it. Game of the year. And on that front as well, I got my mirror edition, which came with a steel. It's all put away right now, but it's like a steel book with Verso and Alicia to mirror Gustave and Maël. Very cool. Renoir's on the box. It comes with 3 art cards. You will not believe who I got. Got Verso,
Silent French boy,
Renoir,
French daddy,
and Lune.
bae.
I was like hype. I was hype. Anyway, I could not believe my eyes. Verso was the last card too. So I was like, oh, okay, yeah, Verso and Lune, or Lune and Renoir, I love them, blah, blah. And I was like, and Verso? So I was pretty hype. So that's Claire Obscure. As always, there's always a Claire Obscure corner. Bond Watch ended yesterday. I watched the last Bond film in our Bond, me and my friends, which was License to Kill, because we started with GoldenEye. Great. I really liked it. Crazy movie, though. Absolute mad lad. And, you know, now we're going to do Rocky. Because now he wants, my friend's never seen a Rocky movie except Creed. He didn't get it. So now we're going to do Rocky, which is right up my alley. Love Rocky. Go Birds. And then last but not least, the craziest thing I saw last week, I stayed up late one night because this movie came on and it felt like such a fever dream that I had to watch the whole thing. Like I rewound it and watched it from the beginning. It was called Holiday Touchdown. This is a Hallmark movie. For those of you who know, you know. And it's called Holiday Touchdown, a Bill's love story. And it's a very specific, like, Hallmark romance Christmas movie, but centered around, like, Bill's super fans and the building of their new stadium. So it came out this year, and I was watching it and literally felt like I was going crazy. Like, Bill's logos everywhere. This girl, it was like Holland Roden from, like, Teen Wolf, and what's his name? I forget his first name, but Daddario. Like, 2, like, YA bays. Like, the girlies loved the 2 of them. And they were the 2 main characters. And Joe Pantoliano, which begged the question, what was the budget? They also had players in the movie, one of whom went to my university, and this movie made me realize he still plays for the Bills. He started playing for them when I was still in college. That was like 10 years ago. He still plays for the Bills. But it was really funny. I had a good time watching it, but the last thought I had about it was like, okay, do the Birds next. Do an Eagles. And someone said to me, that's just Silver Linings Playbook. Sure. But I want Hallmark's Silver Linings Playbook. I want a Birds love story because it's truly unhinged. Like they were like making jokes about the table. They jump on tables. Listen, I think there's so many funny things you could do with the Eagles. But yeah, so that's pretty much. I've just been working, so that's all. And my Christmas shopping is almost done. So like I'm kind of just like trying to find fun things to do. I did get more Magic cards. Got the Chocobo bundle. That was fun. Got cool cards. Like just vibing, just surviving the holiday season as a food service retail worker.
We appreciate you.
Be nice to people working in retail and hospitality. Please.
I almost cried today.
What I've been doing. Work craziness is getting down to the end of the year. Lots of stuff happening. People want to spend money and have their budgets, things, and negotiate things for the next year and all that jazz.
All that jazzy.
Yep.
Thank you, Shan.
I saw you as I was thinking it. So I was like, okay, we're connected. We're connected on this.
Excellent. Planning to get out of here in 5 days. Travel for the holidays. Try and eat good food and drink good wine and all that good stuff. I spent, I don't know, some ridiculous amount of time this weekend at the pool. 11, 12 hours, I think, in total. Swimming gala. My daughter won 4 medals.
Yes, she did.
So very happy.
Give
People
her a
are
10
happy.
p.m. ice cream. I demand it.
I think she's already in bed, but
okay.
I'll
Not
take
tonight.
that. I'll
Next
take
time.
that under advisement, Shan, for the future.
She deserves it.
So she's not quite for her county qualifying times. Those will probably have to wait till next year. But yeah, she's very happy. I think that's it. I'm sure there's things I'm forgetting. But looking forward to a little R&R over the holidays and catch up on some Natural Six related stuff, because I haven't looked. I don't think I've paid it. I don't think I've engaged with any of the new Patreon content for this month yet at all. So excited for all that DrKagon stuff coming out. And I shipped Shan her goodies.
It's very nicely wrapped in wrapping paper, and my first response to him was like, "Yay, thank you!" And then, can't wait to see how much of that wrapping paper survives the trip.
I'm looking forward to it.
We're gonna run an experiment when it gets here.
Yeah.
Cool. Brief art showcase shout out. Rania is doing her, I guess, 25 Days of Christmas. And there's a bunch of Natural Six related art on her The Web is Wide Instagram. New stuff coming up all the time. You've got, there's 6 or 7 items here. Go check it out. It's good stuff. There's lots of very cool art. So far, my favorite is this one right here from Noon.
I need to get caught up on Instagram.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah,
definitely check it
same.
out. Yeah, definitely check it out. Cool. Mindful of the time. Let's talk episode 44, guys.
Oh my.
All right, topic. Episode 44. The spoilers are out just for Jazzy.
Thank you.
Right on, guys. I'm gonna let you guys tell us where we need to start.
Where don't we start? How's that?
Should we start with Bi Panic?
We could start with Bi
First
Panic.
of all, I the very first note I saw, Mr. Bi Panic himself was on all kinds of craziness in this episode. Like, the first thing I had written down after Roll for Initiative was, "Show me your nightmares, I tried." Incredible duality of man right there. No, Lovac
The way
is
he
hot.
says it as well.
Yeah, it's the way he says it.
It's like, show me your nightmares.
Who
I
so
tried.
who do we think is the most Bi Panic of the cast?
It's hard because no one's really panicking. Like, everyone's kind of embraced it.
Yeah.
I think Doug was the bigger surprise because, like,
Yeah.
Ben's flirted with like 5 different characters by now.
Yeah.
Two successfully, but one was in disguise. So, Doug was the surprise, and it was really funny to see him play along with the gag because I wasn't sure if he would. And then he did, and I was like, "Oh, I'm so delighted Doug's getting in on the gag. I'm so glad."
That line of his, "I just want you to think well of me."
Well on me.
Just as Alex goes, "Ow, my D
Ow, my
falls,"
D4.
and then Radiant goes, "Sex."
Yeah, the most incredible, like, not even that though. It was the fact that he asked a question like a full 3 minutes earlier, got sidetracked because Doug came in, or Kelnis came in, and then he's like, "Oh wait, I had a question, sex." I was like, it was so funny.
Was
And
brilliant.
there's so much to talk about in that scene too, because obviously Radiant, Rizzlord Radiant theory came back real strong.
Still
Oh
there.
my
this
God.
Still there.
Still kicking, just like the dogs behind me. But like, it honestly was so funny, and like, I wouldn't call it Bi Panic, but like, the bi-ness of Radiant is so funny when he has no Riz currently. that he had to have a moment with Lovac to understand anything, and I was like, this is funny. This is really funny when you take into account the Riz Lord theory that he is like so bad at this. But it was very goofy moment. We were all like stunned throughout the whole thing. For several different things. I was also in on the gag. Just the ups and downs of the whole conversation. Have you ever been in love to sex? It was a really fun, like, silly moment, like with incredible highs. That could have gone in a completely, like, that conversation after the original, like, have you ever been in love conversation, that whole thing could have gone a completely different way, but it went so far to comedy that there was no way it was coming back. It was so good. It was so funny.
Whiplash of that episode, like, you go from that to, like, obviously the way that the episode opens with Torian and Ellie's nightmares as well. Like,
oh my god,
it's incredible to me how they can jump between two very extreme vibes in an episode and it still works.
It's a bit
It
like
doesn't,
episode
like, neither
7.
of those moments felt forced.
Yeah.
It's a bit like episode 17 where you had that very dramatic stuff with Iago, and then you had Iron Quincy. Two very different things, but it worked together. It was a bit like that here. There was two sort of sub episodes almost.
Yeah.
I agree. Could have easily been a two-parter.
Yeah.
With kind of how things went. And
a nice return for the minis.
And I was excited that they sussed out the sword on, like, they, as soon as they were like, do you think it's the sword? And we were all like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
Yes.
Finally someone's asking the obvious question.
They're clocking in. They're clocking on.
They're clocking her. There's just, like, a lot of really cool stuff. I like man, it was just like, this episode had everything. In the words of Stefan from Saturday Night Live, this episode has everything. Like, it's got minis. It's got a mini battlefield that we've seen before. It's got sexual tension.
Oh,
it's
boy.
got comedy. It's got more sexual tension. Like, it's got interpersonal drama. Miracle
And trauma.
saves. And trauma.
And 2 cast spoilers.
2 cast spoilers. Yeah, we gotta
Yeah.
remember we got cast spoilers this time. And I love how quick they are too. I always wonder what it's like, because, like, the other cast spoilers they've done have all been significant, have all been like at least a few minutes of playtime or something to that nature. Like, Ben had some long ones, Aoife had some long ones. I had, like, almost a whole episode to himself.
Yep.
And so it's
None
really
of it is
funny.
personal, though.
Yeah,
None of it was personal.
none of this is personal. But at the same time, then they'll do, like, Hollies, and I always wonder, like, does he keep them outside a little longer, or does he immediately go get them and be like, all right, guys, come inside? Like,
Yeah,
what
it's
is
been
that
30
like?
seconds.
I want it. That should be my next AMA question. I think
Write
I'm
it
gonna
down
ask
now.
that.
Write it down.
Yeah.
Write it
Yes.
down.
Nobody,
Make it-
listeners, if you steal my question, I have powers now. I'm coming for you. Don't tell Holly I said that. But that's very much against the rules. I won't
Dear
actually do
Natural
that.
Six.
Yeah, Dear Natural 6. Hi, I'm Shannon. Do you like
You
to,
don't
do
know
you
me.
like a catch?
You don't know me. I have no power.
No one's gonna get that reference. I'm really sad. No one's. If you understood the reference I just made,
Comment
you're
below.
a real one.
Comment
You're a real
below.
one. Yeah, Dear Natural 6. I'm Shannon. Do you like catch? So yeah, that might be my question, because I'm really curious about that. I mean, Harry's not gonna tell me. Like, obviously, I won't ask what my theory is that he makes up more time, but I do kind of want to know what that's like for the players. Like, what do you do? Like, do you just sit there, like, wait, just, like, twiddle our thumbs? Like, how long is it for you? Don't let Harry give away how long he's keeping.
How long
You know what I
he's
mean?
keeping you? I
But
think they have talked about this a
Have
little
they?
bit.
Then I
Shan.
can't ask. I'd be too embarrassed.
Not in the context of an AMA, I don't think, but just like how tricky it is to kind of keep yourself in the zone.
Yeah.
While being out of the room.
I'll listen back to this and figure out what my question was, because it felt good. But I was like, how quick. I just thought it would be really funny if Harry's like, okay, leave the room. And like 20 seconds go by. Okay, guys, you can come back
Come
in.
back in now.
Yeah.
Like, and then it happens twice in one episode, and you're just like, okay, now
What are you doing, man?
what is
What
this?
are
Are
you
you are you negging me? Are you kicking me out so that I'll like you more?
Yeah.
Like it's just so funny to me. Like it's just like, how long were they out there?
Yeah, I mean, they did talk about it a little bit in the action surge about how I think they're proficient and skilled enough now and understand enough about how to work certain things and how the table works to now know things and to not just be immediately into exactly what that is, and they can kind of play off of it a little bit. So it'll be really interesting to see where that goes. I think now, next episode, obviously, which we have almost a month to wait for, unfortunately.
It's interesting you saying about them how they've kind of developed as
Mm-hmm.
sort of role players. One of my observations, and this is particularly aimed at Holly with Elowen, is during the fight, and this really stuck in my mind, is how the first thing Holly did with Elowen was do something that was somewhat suboptimal mechanically. She charged at, well, we know her name's Myla now, the red tiefling, tried to attack her, and then we had this wonderful moment where she's there with the greatsword and something's stopping her. It was a charisma. Was it a charisma save? Did she pass the wisdom but fail the charisma? I can't remember.
I honestly can't remember, Jazzy.
But I think she did two
Yeah.
rolls and one failed,
Mhm.
and then something. Comment below if you have ideas on what that is. Stopped her from delivering a blow, and it was a great example for me of something that, in theory, was mechanically maybe not ideal. Narratively, oh my god, yes, so optimal. And I wonder, would Holly have done that even say episode 22 in the Sanctum? And is that because she's now
Ooh.
playing a lot of D&D away from that, is she now confident enough and has those with her character, but also how to do D&D?
Yeah, I think she would have really fought against that 20
Yeah.
episodes ago. I don't think that she would have enjoyed that at all.
Because I always got the impressions from the earlier episodes, she almost approached it, perhaps me as more of a video gamer would have initially thought
Yeah.
about it, how you would approach a BG3 battle and think of, not
How
completely
do I win
min-max.
this?
How do I win the
most-
battle?
yeah.
She would talk about battle placement and things, and almost like how you have, in like multiplayer games, you have the DPS and the tank and all of that stuff. Now this time it was about the character doing something because it was relevant to her personally, because she's got this great sword and then this divine power that may have interacted, and it really, especially quite early on in this episode, it really felt like, gosh, this is just another showcase of how they've developed.
Yeah,
I agree.
she was sort of talking through like the decisions that she was making as a player, and in the context of Elowen feels like she's lost control of this fight, and that's why she's going to do X, Y, Z. So she's become really good at sort of what would the character do rather than what do I want to do as the player to move this forward. It's like, well, what logically needs to happen, and that came out a few episodes ago when there was the big sort of face-off between them about where they were going to go a few episodes ago
Oh
when they
my
were still in the end.
goodness, yes.
Like, and I know that there has been some criticism about how that played out. I thought it was brilliant. To me, that I was on Ellie's side the whole time with that. I completely saw where she was coming from. But that's something that I think, as you say, Doc, maybe 20 episodes ago, that's something that the entire table probably would have shied away from, something as potentially divisive or suboptimal or whatever label you want to put on it. I think it's amazing to see how they all trust each other as players as well to make those decisions.
Yeah, I agree, and I think there's this kind of like thing about game design about taking the agency away from the player, right? And and not like preventing them from doing things that are kind of obvious, right? And the act of preventing someone from making an attack without mechanically saying why you're preventing them from making an attack, et cetera, is a very deliberate and quite distinct thing to do at the table, right?
I think it was very
And
bold given how formidable the opponents were, because I think we finally found some ingredients on how to defeat a party, put them up against little eyes, 3 of them.
oh, I mean, rogues are
Not
just
supposed to be deadly, though. That encounter, not supposed to be
not
deadly.
supposed to be deadly.
Supposed
Yeah,
to be
Come
deadly.
on.
You said that about Iago.
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, I know he
rogues are
struggles to balance
just
for that party anyway, but
yeah. Rogues are just tricky in general, right? So
they were assassins, weren't they?
yeah,
Yeah, these are assassins from the monster manual.
yeah. The poison damages was the
That was
real
ins-
killer, right?
Because
Yeah.
they read out the damage and then go, oh, and 38 points of poison
38
damage.
points of poison. I think as well there were a couple cases where the poison was also supposed to, because you've got the poison condition, you should roll your attacks with disadvantage, et cetera, which didn't maybe happen, maybe didn't happen depending on the, kind of the context, which would have made the whole fight even more difficult, I think. So yeah, definitely bold to just like take that a little bit of that agency away from one player and just kind of dramatically change how that all played out. You looked like you had a character sheet in your hand, Shan. Was that what that was in the paper?
No, it was like something from a con that the dogs got a hold of and then tore a hole in.
Oh,
Which is fine. Like, it wasn't the most important piece of paper, but I was kind of annoyed about it.
that's a bummer.
I'm fighting for my life over here. If anyone can't tell, I keep having to mute myself because they're either fighting or I need to tell them to stop. She was chasing him, trying to bite his leg. I'm tired. But no. Yeah, I thought the sword thing was like really cool. Crazy. Cool.
Crazy. Yeah.
Really telling us it, guys. I think it's the sword. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but I think it's the sword.
Could it be the sword?
Could it be? Now wait for it. Hold on. Listen.
Let
The
us
sword.
cook.
Could it be the sword?
The sword,
No.
perhaps.
That was like
I think you're reaching, Shan. I think you're
No.
reaching.
It was really funny how everyone was like, okay, yeah, it's gotta be the sword, right?
It might be the sword. Yeah.
Maybe the sword.
Not
It
the
could
only weapon to
not
have
be
a
the
moment,
sword.
though. Dolly's dagger had a moment.
Dolly's dagger.
Dolly's
there were a
dagger
couple,
did have a moment.
couple of crazy cool weapons, right? Dolly's dagger finally getting some moment. Radiant bit a guy. Just
Oh gosh.
The
yeah, I
natural
did-
progression from licking things is to just straight
Yeah.
up
just start
bite them.
biting it. Yeah, just Radiant straight bit a guy. I wonder what I wrote for that. Because every time something crazy happens, I'll usually find like the craziest way to write it down.
I mean, it is in
the licky bitey one. I wrote he bites. The licky bitey one.
It is in keeping that Ben chooses to have vampiric touch be touch the person with your lips.
Yeah, because he said like, oh, it could be touch, but I thought this would be more fun. The dog got an empty bag of chips, by the way. I don't know if you saw me roll my eyes into the back of my head. He got into the trash. I can't win. I'm just gonna let him have it. You know what? You got me. You can have the bag of chips.
Yep.
Anyway.
Yeah. I mean, I think we had a couple. That's at least one, if not two, instances, right, in this episode where we've got, yeah, just like wacky stuff that Ben kind of comes up with to kind of completely twist the narrative. I don't know that there's much more we can necessarily say, maybe, about that.
I mean, we could get, who knows we're going to literally the city of the once wild.
We're going to
so,
Sports Ball City.
Sports
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 ball.
Ball City.
Ball.
Okay, so we've got Sports Ball. We've got possible more Radiant lore, because who knows what could get triggered there.
Yep.
You know, we've got like a friend of Lovak, the hottest man alive. What if his friend is also hot? Like,
A Magnus.
who knows? Yeah, a Magnus.
I mean, clearly he's hot.
Is he?
Clearly
Is
he's
he
hot.
gotta
also?
be
A name
A,
like
hot.
Magnus, he's
is
gotta
he
be
also a
hot. He's a
handsome
hot
son of a
dwarf.
gun?
Who knows? That's what we're here to find out. That's the real mystery in
Yeah.
Taliska. Is
Is he also a son of a gun?
he also a
He's got to be
handsome son
handsome.
of a
We know
gun?
that. But is he a son
God,
of a gun?
is Radiant gonna flirt with him too?
Yes.
Of course.
The
Always yes.
answer is always yes. I just like I'm very excited to see, because like we haven't been to a city in a minute. I'm excited about a bit of a city, especially like
Couple minutes.
one like this. Like this is ever since Harry mentioned it, you know. Well, the Frontier City, first of all, is always a cool thing to do. But now that we have, you know, we're in the interesting position of it's a city for someone who had two cities, because they also had to, like, so this is Theolan's like this is her actual, like, this is the city she wanted. And I'm really excited to kind of see what that's like. It's our first glimpse of the Feywild, until perhaps maybe one day get to go there. But I'm kind of excited to see what a Feywild inspired city looks like. And I'm sure it's going to be a blast. I'm sure it's going to be so much fun. I'm sure hijinks will not ensue there.
Nah.
Nah.
What about shenanigans?
Perhaps shenanigans.
Yeah.
But I mostly, like, it would be nice to get a little, like...
You know something about that, those shenanigans, Shan.
Which shenanigans?
Well, it's in the name, right?
Oh, yeah.
Shenanigans.
Shenanigans.
Yeah, it's true. It's
Yeah.
true.
More
My name is
usernames.
literally in it. Shannon.
Yep.
So, yeah. But yeah, I'm excited for Taliska. I think, like, first of all, like, it being a city, it having sports, I guess. It sounds like it has a lot of stuff, because, again, it's a Feywild city. It sounds like it has, like, all kinds of stuff going on there.
Harry multiple times said lots of stuff, so
I'm
lots
very
of things.
excited. Lots of things for everybody to do.
Zones.
Maybe more Rizlor.
I mean, the fact that Harry is allowing him to be in these situations and is literally asking him to roll wisdom saves
He's remembering
regularly,
things, even
I
if
think
he doesn't
is-
know what they are. He's remembering.
is
The dice definitely decide how much is enough lore for us,
Yeah.
because it's always drip fed. Like,
so drip
He'll
fed.
pass it
Rolling
to
low
a
quite often on those.
I
he'll make a
did-
couple of saves and then
Yeah.
it dries up.
I did like that it was lore that built on lore we already got. Like, we knew that was we knew that was his father. Like, we gleaned that already.
Yeah.
So it being a moment with his father, like, talking about how much love hurts, then Radiant just going like, no, I don't think I've ever been in love. Was like,
It's like, no,
nah.
we're not going to think about that one, actually. We're just going to move quickly
we're
on.
just gonna put a little pin in that
we're
one.
just going to
Not today.
maybe come back. I don't want to think about that.
No,
We're
I just want
I
to
don't-
flirt with a hot guy. I want to flirt with a hot
I
guy.
just want to think about Lovak.
Amen.
I want to fight Dolly. That was another line I wrote down was, I'll fight you for him. Which was such a funny delivery from Ben as well. Just like came out of nowhere. Just like, I'll fight you for him. It's just
She's
like,
just like,
great.
yeah, I could take you. Like, she
Yeah,
could
it
take
was
him.
such a really, that would be a fight I'd like to see, actually. Not like an actual PvP fight, but just like wrestling
just,
on the
uh,
Fan
ground.
art,
Just
fan
like,
art. Let's
yeah.
see that fight. Fan art. Let's see that fight.
Like, it would
Come
be
on,
so
guys.
like Radiant to get into a cat fight. It would just be right up his alley.
Yes, it would. Yes,
And he
it
would bite. He would bite. So Dolly,
He
please
would.
be careful. He will bite. We now
Just
know he
throw
will bite.
spells. Throw spells, Dolly. Just throw spells.
just
Tell him
throw
to be-
them.
If he gets too close.
I keep coming back to Lovak. I just think the Lovak stuff is so funny. Like it's just so silly. It's the whole party. It's
Yeah.
just so funny, except for like Elowen, but like Elowen's still having fun with it at the very least, even
I
if
think she
she's
just
not
doesn't want to
interested in
admit it in front of her
engaging.
brother, doesn't she?
That's
she's,
true,
She's
yeah.
in front of her brother. Whereas I was
Torian,
just like,
you can't
why do I
watch.
like looking at his face? Like I
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
get
yeah.
it. He's like, his face is nice, right?
He is
His face is nice. I
would you
did
call
like
this
the
aesthetically
implication
pleasing?
that Harry gave without kind of not saying it directly, that Lovak would have put the letter "I want to see you again" likely
in somebody's bag.
Well, I think the implication was that it was going to go into Elowen's bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That's what yeah.
there's your theory, guys. Tell us in the comments.
Yeah, it's just a
who
funny
do you
thing.
think should who do you think Lovak would have been putting?
Who should
Poll
get
for the
letter? Who do you think did
Discord.
get the
Yeah.
letter?
Or poll for the Discord, Jazzy.
Poll
You
for
can
the-
you can get
I-
that one up in Spoiler Chat.
Yeah.
I will say, I've said before, I try not to fixate on the Ben stuff, but if Ben has fun with anything, it's a bisexual man character or one he can be like, here's all his bi tendencies and list them for you. He just did that with Verso on a IGN video a couple weeks ago. He's done it with Clive. He's talked about wanting to make out with Yakuza characters. So like, if you're gonna have any kind of expect it from him. It's just fun when he does it. The Lovak one was just especially funny because he's got no Riz. He forgot his
Yeah.
Riz. He lost his Riz. Have you seen Hook?
He left it in the Feywild.
Yeah, he lost
he
in
just
the
left it in the
face.
Feywild.
That's what he lost when he, other than his memories, when he went through the briar, was his
Snagged on
Riz.
it. He snagged
Like,
his Riz.
There's a gag in Hook, which I'm so glad Harry brings up Hook all the time. It's one of my
Yes, it's
favorite
such a good
movies.
film.
There's a gag in Hook. You'll recognize it then, where like the one brother keeps saying, "I lost my marbles." And you're
Yes.
meant to think that he's just crazy. And it's like, no,
Yeah, that
he
he's
literally
like,
lost his marbles.
Lost. What have you lost? I've lost my marbles.
Yeah, and then the twist is it was literally
It was
marbles.
actually marbles.
It was
'Cause they
actually
were his
marbles.
they were his happy thoughts, weren't they? His marbles were his
Yes.
happy thoughts.
So it's like that's Radiant. He's literally lost his Riz.
He's lost
They
his-
gotta
he's
find
lost
his Riz
marbles.
totem.
Yep.
His Riz
Oh my God,
totem
he's
is out there.
Toodles.
So
He's Toodles.
like a man got right up in his face, almost kissing, and the Riz he just walked away from him.
Yeah.
Radiant, where's your Riz, man? You gotta find it. You could have had another kiss,
He
man.
could have leaned in. He could
You
have leaned in.
could have leaned in just a little bit, but you lost your Riz.
Yep.
There's nothing I love better than making fun of Ben and his characters. It's just fun, you know? They're so easy to pick on. I can't pick on anybody else the way I pick on those characters. Like, I never pick on Ella when she kicked my ass.
Yeah, oh God, no.
Same with Dolly.
Not a
Like,
good plan. Not a
I
good
would
plan.
not want to fight either of them, but I'll make fun of a Radian.
All right.
Easy pickings.
Yeah.
Shall I be mother?
Shall I do
It's another quote I wrote down. I love just writing things down and then not putting any context.
I'm glad that you picked up on that, Shen. Jazzy, I feel like you're poised to
Well, it was kind of
take us in another direction here.
well, it was more just, and this was covered in Action Surge 44, was the deliberate choice by Ben to when he had that memory, he chose not to,
Not to disclose it. Yep.
that choice. I think it's quite interesting how each character's got their own, if you like, levels on how much they're willing to share. So like Kelnus will openly share, but you have to ask him. Radian won't. We'll just put up the barrier and say.
I think it is true that none of them, and maybe this is like the ultimate self-insert of everyone who's at that table, is none of them wants to talk about themselves. Right?
Do you think they're conscious about the fact that they are a group and they want to be sure they're not?
I expect that's partially true, Jazzy. I think that's also just the nature of who they are as people, partly, as well, right? Is that while the ultimate performer thing, right, is to be seen. They don't necessarily, they're still not, they don't want that for themselves and for their own character, right?
There's a facade that they want to be seen. It's not themselves that they want to be seen.
Exactly.
It's the facade that they're putting forth.
So it's not like any one of them is going to be deliberately evasive. And I think they discussed this a little bit, right? It's like, if you want to know something, then ask me, but I'm not here. I'm not telling you my life story, right? So it'll be, I think they've been pretty consistent with that as they've moved through the story, right?
I mean, I's like an open book, isn't he? He's one end of the scale
Yes.
where he just talks and shares his experiences with very minimal prompting, whereas you've got the other end of the scale, which is very much Dolly and Ellie, who very, very cagey. And almost to the point, I mean, I think Ellie is coming more from a defensive place where she feels she needs to be strong. And so if asked what's wrong, she's like, I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yep.
Which is that's just her putting up a wall, and that's understandable with everything that she's gone through. Whereas with Dolly, it's just sort of like, you don't really need to know.
Yeah. If you need to know, I'll let you know. But
yeah. If it's important for you to know, then you will know. But otherwise,
we're not discussing it now. Yeah.
Whereas Radiant's just like, I don't know, like,
Yeah.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe not. Who's to say?
I think it's also like for Radiant specifically, it's kind of hard for him to open up when he doesn't really know what he's seeing. Like he knows, like he's like, well, clearly I know something, but I couldn't tell you what any of this means. Like what was I in love? I couldn't tell you who I was in love with.
Yep.
I'm not even sure that's my dad, even though it's obviously, but you know what I mean? Like
Even though it's been
it's
shown
hard,
to me,
it's hard to
Yeah.
open up about something when you can't even fully explain it. So who knows if that'll change if he starts like specifically remembering things. Because it's like if it, why even open up about it if you're not even sure what it is?
It's the kind of next logical.
It invites questions he can't answer.
It 100% invites questions. I think it's also the next logical part, and maybe this is why Harry's kind of pushing Elowen so hard and pushing Holly so hard on the. You need to ask for help. You've got all the help around you.
Yeah.
That is the next logical evolution of this group together, is to be able to tell each other things and be vulnerable and ask each other for help. That's the next kind of character growth that as a group they need to do.
To the point
He says
where
he's sorry that he keeps making her dream. He's not sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. There's a method to this. There's a reason for it.
But
Sorry,
those
Jazzy.
interactions are being, it would appear, being used as a mechanic because Dolly's making a list of names. She has a very good conversation with Dolly. So then is Dolly on the nice list? Is she good? Is she doing
Is
a
she
naughty and nice
trusted?
list?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Does
is she
Elowen
trusted,
trust
or
her
is the
so much that
sword-
she can't project her in the dreams, kind of thing, etc.
Or is it that the sword will see Dolly as a threat? And
So
so
it
it
might
will actively
invert
work and
it.
focus on
Yeah.
breaking her connection to Dolly, because it's quite easy to break the connection with Radiant. You saw that there was one dream, and as soon
And
as
that
she's
was
out of
immediately
dream,
after
she
the list moment, too.
snarks. Yeah, she
Yeah.
snarks.
Yeah, like it was put Dolly on the list. They finish up the conversation. She goes to sleep and she dreams about Radiant killing her brother, and because like I literally have my notes open to that, so it's like, and then I also laughed at he will do anything to survive. He cares only for himself. I was like, oh, the guy who keeps trying to kill himself.
Yeah, the guy who's like, maybe I want to die. Maybe that's why.
Yeah,
Maybe I
but
wanna
like
die.
I thought it was really interesting that it was like put Dolly on the list, and then the first time she goes to sleep, she sees Radiant.
It's somebody
Last
else.
time she's and during the fight or something, she saw I shooting her brother, which is crazy. Just like all kinds, and then during that conversation, like the other character that she snapped at after like the whole thing was Radian. Like she snapped at Radian, and then
And
he was just
Radian
like,
noticed.
yeah, he did, because he immediately was like,
he immediately picked up on it. It was like, do you know what, Dolly? You guys are best friends.
yeah, you
deal
guys
with it."
talk, because yeah, like
she ain't gonna talk to me.
which
you know.
yeah, and then because before it was I don't trust I,
Mhm.
and now she saw Radian, and it's like immediately snaps at Radian when he goes to check on her, and so it's like, yee. So it's interesting to see like if the more conversations she has and the more dreams she has, if it'll clarify like what the list is for / who's gonna show up in her dreams. I also thought it was funny that Radiant was a very capable sorcerer or whatever. He is a capable wizard in her dream, and I was like, that's definitely not Radiant. That would not have worked. So it's like, and clearly they're all really concerned for her, because that's also when they were like, it's the sword, right? Like it has to be the sword, right? When
Dolly
did she
picks
start
up
using
on
the
it
sword, right?
immediately.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah, where she
like
sees
in it-
the sword and it's magic. She's like, she hates magic.
Yep. And then like kind of all agreeing we're gonna keep an eye on her. And also like Torian saying, like specifically saying to her, like, I trust them to protect me because they tried to save me. Like your friends tried to save
Oh, I
me.
mean, all the
Cal-
evidence
Yeah.
is there
dying.
that
Yeah.
that this is ridiculous, right?
Yeah.
Literally, all the evidence is there, right?
Yeah.
I know in the watch party after party, we were discussing the fact that Radian will be the only one who could potentially have remove curse set up in spells. That'll be interesting if that is what needs to happen. But maybe there will be the opportunity for the party to either directly or indirectly get some help with some NPCs in Taliska. I think now. So it'll be interesting to see where that goes, right? Because there is the opportunity now for somebody else to notice that things are weird and state that things are weird and maybe why they might be weird. Or to potentially offer to help them with this weirdness, right? Or for them to specifically look for a way to help her with this weirdness, right?
Particularly if the whispers in the dreams are saying contradictory things to the nature of the characters. I cannot be trusted. I as demonstrated many times over. They're trustworthy.
Trustworthy to a fault, almost.
Exactly.
Yep.
And Radian is like, will do anything to keep himself alive. Hell no. And I just wonder whether that is something deliberate to try give that opportunity for Elowen to doubt what the sword is telling
To
her.
recognize,
And that's
yeah.
going to be something we
Yeah.
see more of the next time we get a cast spoiler moment when she rolls badly on a wisdom. So episode
Yep.
45 probably.
Cool. Guys, anything else you want to talk about 44? I mean, we could probably spend another hour on the details here. We should probably circle back to our predictions from last
Oh yeah.
episode, but anything else you really want to talk about?
I mean, in my quote bank, I have incredible lines such as, where'd it go? Series of absolute hotties, was a good one. Also, them talking about, this is the first time they've seen a monk.
Yes.
He's like a ranger, but he's actually a monk. I thought that was a really fun conversation because I hadn't considered that, and it's true. We haven't really seen a monk yet. So thank you, Lovac, for being A, hot, and B, our first monk. What there was another quote I put. Oh, I like that Harry said that winter sports are for rich people. He's right. They're expensive. I mean, all sports have like barriers to entry, but I feel like winter sports specifically, those are for rich people. You have to travel, you have to pay for equipment, you have to pay for like rental space or like tickets, places. That's truly like you can play basketball in a court at a local park. You can't go skiing at a local park.
No.
You don't need to
like-
book an overnight stay at a hotel.
Yeah,
to do
you
No.
don't have to buy a lift ticket to
mean,
use the
I guess it depends on what you think about as a winter sport. Like
yeah.
getting a plastic garbage bag out and going someplace and sliding on your rear end down a
Yeah.
hill. Is that a winter sport? Probably not. But
No.
fun things you can do.
Oh, like I
in-
think for competitiveness specifically, it's
Yeah.
like
definitely.
to train for those sports specifically, to get good at those sports specifically. That's a lot of money, and a lot of time. Speaking of time, practice, and all that, I also put. I liked Torian's. I can throw stuff. I could throw stuff.
How torn does Torian feel? Like, who does he focus on? Does he focus on Lovak or does he focus on Dolly?
Yeah, he's
Like,
so torn about the whole
but-
thing.
Like, but they're both in.
He's the
seem
real
to be kind of into
bi-panic.
each other.
It's Torian.
He's the bi-panic.
He's the bi-panic. We found it. We cracked the code. It's Torian. Because he's so torn between, like, how attractive and, like, he can speak Orc. He can speak Orc with Lovak.
Yeah.
Like, and Lovak even says, like, I'll die before your brother.
Yeah.
Hello. So yeah, Torian is the bi-panic, but I like that he dropped a Clax reference, and B, was just like, I could throw stuff. I could skip
I could do that
stones.
too.
Yeah, I could do cool
look at-
stuff,
look-
Dolly. You wanna see me throw
Look
some
at me,
rocks?
Dolly.
Yeah,
Don't
like,
look at me.
it's-
Stop looking at him.
Like, it's just really like
He's like a hot
Harry
orc.
does such fun stuff sometimes, and I did really like that. Like, I could throw stuff.
Yeah.
I could throw stuff.
Poor Torian.
Poor Torian. Now he has to play dead for several days.
Yeah.
And he doesn't even get the girl, but he could get the guy. My
He
hand
could
stuck
get
in
the
my
guy.
pocket.
He could.
get the guy.
He could.
He could.
Radian,
but
you lost,
is the
buddy.
guy- is
You
the guy-
should have
is the guy
tried. You
not
should
going?
have tipped your chin up, Radian. You should have tipped your chin up, buddy, because now you lost him to
given-
Torian.
Given an inkling that you were there, and yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's just
Yeah.
a fun episode. Like, aside from the trauma, this is a very fun episode.
Yeah. Trauma aside.
yeah.
Brilliant.
Definitely. I think we're all quite concerned at the beginning that this would have a very dark turn. But we had a nice ebb and flow. Jazzy, can you throw stuff?
Badly. Snowballs. I can throw a
Okay,
snowball.
okay.
Maybe there'll be snowballs in Taliska.
I sure hope there are snowballs.
Snowball
There
fight.
have already been some snowball hijinks in a previous episode. So I look forward to a further snowball hijinks. Right. Anything else before we look at our predictions?
I can pull them up.
If not, I went for 1 on the number of words in the title. That was wrong. Shan went for 4, also wrong.
So close, though.
Close.
She keeps getting me by 1. Holly, you keep getting me by 1. I'm devastated.
Andy is the winner with 5. That was correct. Ken with 3, also incorrect. I thought Harry was just gonna kill him immediately, but clearly not. The nearly dead's all correct here. He was nearly dead.
Yeah, I'm glad somebody thought to do something about that. I was worried we'd focus on the comment and not even try to save him. I got a little scared for a minute, but it worked out.
In fact, I think the first thing that was done was Doug casting.
Spare the dying.
Spare the dying. Yes, thanks, Sophie.
Handy little cantrip.
Yep.
Yeah.
There were, surprisingly, actually, no cards drawn.
No, they did mention the deck, but nothing was. Daisy, but nothing was drawn.
Yep. Elwyn will stay with Torian. That was definitely not the case.
No, but I was glad that she went back, that she realized I was like, okay, like I lost, but I'll take that she like realized she should go back. I was pleased with that. So I'm gonna give it a yellow, but it's definitely a loss. But I was
Yep.
glad that at least there was some sense had.
Definitely. Andy had very bravely gone with Reach to List
did.
Guide.
It was a risk.
Oh, man, I
That
think we got a
was-
ways
that
to
was
go
a
on that
bold
one.
It
move.
was a
It was a
calculated
bold
risk, but man, are we bad at math.
And unfortunately, Kenneth Revivify was not cast, although Spare the Dining was. And
We
we
don't know.
actually don't know
We don't know.
We don't know.
if Myra?
Myra.
It was
Myla.
Or Myla, yeah, Myla.
Myla is how I've
Myla.
written it.
Myla. I should know. I already submitted my timestamps.
Yeah, Myla is how I wrote it.
Myla.
Yeah, Myla.
We don't know whether that was Lilith's sibling
Yeah, we don't really
or
know
not.
anything except that they are Gloam. That is all we know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, it's kind of implied, but
Oh yeah,
I mean,
it's
not
implied
stated.
that they're Gloam.
In
Not
the
stated-
Discord, I suggested that they might be web, just as a way of bringing the web back into
Mm-hmm.
relevance, but it doesn't seem that way.
Yep.
Yeah, we weren't given enough information.
Yeah,
we
they
were
weren't
not.
able to find like any markings or anything, were they?
Just the shadow will flood.
And we have Mantle of Whispers once again used, which I love.
Yeah. It's been a while since that one's come out to play.
Yeah, I want to say. When
I
would have
can't
been the
remember.
last time?
It's been a while.
Sophie?
It was a while ago.
I'm sure Kenneth will have it in one of his spreadsheets, and if he doesn't, he has now been summoned to try and find something else out for us.
Yes.
Cool. Then let's zip down, guys, and talk about some things for 45 is obviously now quite a ways away.
Very far away.
6th of January. I
We
think.
got to wait almost a month for.
The Epiphany.
Yeah.
It's also my grandfather's birthday. That's why I always remember January 6th, the Epiphany. Because every time you hear January 6th, my mom goes, the Epiphany. And it's like, or your dad's birthday. It could be either one. 50-50 split.
Christmas episode.
Which I will gladly host a watch party for anyone listening. I will be home next Tuesday. As long as I help my mom set up for Christmas on Tuesday and Wednesday, I'm sure I can borrow a few hours
You're
to do Christmas episode.
you're good, yeah.
Especially since I missed last year's for reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we think there'll be additional cocktails exchanged?
I don't know. I don't think they can trust Ben to make a cocktail again. So maybe they'll make one cocktail that
Maybe
everybody
they'll make,
shares.
yeah, one that they all liked from last year, and that won't be
Yes.
Hypnotic Gaze.
Hypnotic
buys.
buys, as it were.
Thank you. Thank you.
I was
waiting
so
for you to
glad
come in
Harry
that.
said that. I was so glad because I've been waiting to make that joke because, like, obviously I say hypnotic gays all the time, but I'm
Yeah.
not technically gay. So it was very nice that Harry was like, or hypnotic bi, really. And I was like, thank you. I'm going to make that my
feel
title on
seen.
Discord. I feel seen, and it is now my title. Sorry, Holly. I know you liked Not in This Action Economy, but hypnotic bi
It
is
was so good, but
so
if anything
good.
was going to unseat it, it had to be.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Just another Harry Zinger, essentially.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Presumably, we did not have a cantrip because
No, some people were at
literally
the Game Awards.
half the group, in fact, I think more than half the group. I don't know if Doug was at the Game Awards, but definitely
I don't know, yeah.
Aoife was spotted in the photos afterwards with the Larian statue.
The
Ben was, of
Hellstone.
Yep, the Hellstone. Ben was, of course,
Yep.
there.
Ben made himself a meme again. Good job, buddy.
And Alex was also
He got
there.
caught in a light. This time it was red.
Yeah.
Well, because he's the night man.
Right.
He's gonna fight the day man.
Yes,
The
of
other
course.
Ben.
Yeah.
Or if
boy-
you like
the
this
boy's hole.
reference, one brings shadow, one brings the light. Which was my personal favorite meme of the night because it's a very funny Final Fantasy 14 reference. But yeah, it was just very, very like. It's nice that the reverse is what happened this time. It was a good time.
Yeah.
He will do anything for money, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, we know.
Yep.
We know.
Unfortunately, right now you cannot give him money.
No.
At least not on Cameo.
Yeah. And maybe you shouldn't.
Unsurprisingly,
Yeah.
both Ben and Jennifer are English. Are not. It is not possible currently for you to ask them to get a Cameo.
It's travel time. They busy.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're busy.
Yeah. Listen, Jennifer English just won a game award. She don't need to do no cameos.
Yeah.
She gets a little
First of all, she
vacation.
won a golden joystick. Then she won a game
Yeah.
award.
Then she
won a game award.
She got shit
Well,
for
only
celebrating.
only one performer wins a game award, so that's clearly the more prestigious one, isn't it?
I noticed
Jeff.
BAFTAs have split the performance awards,
Ooh.
like Golden Joysticks, supporting and lead.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So
Yes,
that'll
they
be an
do,
interesting
but
one.
that is weird, and we'll talk about that, I'm sure.
Yeah,
as
when
we
that
get
comes
as
up,
we get closer
yeah.
to BAFTA, and
Once
when
we have the nominations, I think.
once the short list comes in and stuff like that. Cool. Anything else we need to say ahead of 45? Jazzy, what you had in your mind, I think the last time you were on, about when episode 50 is going to be?
Episode 50 should be on March the 17th.
Oh,
St. Patrick's
St.
Day?
Patrick's Day, yeah.
Gosh, that was, yeah. There we go. Yes, I believe that is episode 50.
I'll have an Irish coffee for the episode, maybe.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll get the
Good.
Baileys in.
Bailey's
Bailey's. I do like a Guinness though, so
I love
I-
a Guinness.
I had
No.
Guinness. I had Guinness at my second succulent Christmas meal.
So good.
ooh.
It's so
Love
heavy
Guinness.
though. I mean, I'm not much of a sort of like beer, stout, or anything kind of drinker, but Guinness is so heavy.
I could slam a Guinness.
I also had a wheaty beer.
Baby
called
Guinness, I'd
Blue
go for a
Moon.
baby Guinness, absolutely, because it's
Yep.
baby. But you couldn't, full pint is just too much. It's too much. It's too much
Ha-
A
stuff.
whole
Half-
half pint.
Half pint is definitely doable
Guinness.
though.
Like it's really funny, like short story here. Like, my dad didn't like Guinness. I don't like dark beers. And I ended up really
Stout.
taking to it. And when I was in Ireland by myself for like 36 hours, 48 hours, however long it was, I went to the Guinness tour because I heard it was really good. And it is. It's very good. The Guinness factory tour is very good. And you get a free pint, and they actually let me pull mine for free. I don't know if you have to pay for that experience now, but they were just like, do you want to do it? And I was like, cool, yeah. And I had so much Guinness when I was in Ireland, like all the time, because it's just better there because it hasn't traveled. So my dad was like, I don't really like Guinness. I was like, well, you get a free Guinness, at least try it. Like at least try it, big baby. And he
You can't
like
say you
had
don't like it unless you've tried it. Like,
well, no, he's had it before. He used to go to Ireland all the time in the 70s and the 80s. And I'm sure that was one of the main things he would get back then. He just preferred an ale. I think he likes Smithwick's, which is, to be fair, is a banger. So I was like, just try it, you big baby. Like, this is probably going to be, because he kept saying this is going to be my last trip to Ireland. And I was like, well, it's your last trip to Ireland, drink and Guinness. So he drank it. He's like, oh, this is quite good, actually. This is really good. And I was like, wow, isn't that what I've been telling you for the last, like, however many years I'd been drinking at that point? And I was like, haven't I told you Guinness is, like, quite good, actually? I think you were just being a baby. So, like, I don't like dark beers. I think you're being a baby. Like, your daughter is drinking dark beers. You're being a baby. So, like, yeah, I was, Guinness is the people pleaser.
So
good one.
yeah, episode 50's on. the
Episode
17th of
50 is on March 17th. Happy Thanksgiving.
okay.
Excellent.
Happy Thanksgiving.
So,
Happy
Irish-
St. Patrick's Day.
Irish drinks all round then. Irish
Let's
drinks
do
all
it.
round.
I am partial to a Kilkenny as well. Although it's changed quite a bit once they got bought by I think they got bought by Guinness now. So it's but yeah. St. Patrick's Day for episode 50.
St. Patrick's Day for episode 50, just so you, in case you forgot. It's on St. Patrick's Day.
Let's change it up a little bit. Something you want to see or you'd be really excited to see in episode 45. Sophie.
Ooh, that I want to see or will be excited to see. Oh, this is different from what I had written down for some potential predictions. Well, no, actually. Okay.
A prediction is just something you want to see.
We'll do the predictions too, but yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it kind of ties into a prediction that I had. So with the whole thing with Ellie and the sword and Dolly obviously being able to clock that the sword is magic and is very much bad news and not wanting to touch it. I don't think she's going to confront Ellie directly. But what I would really love to see is her going to someone like Kel, because Kel and Elowen have an unspoken connection, and so what I would like to see is Dolly maybe confiding in Kel about this, and Kel pulling Elowen aside to just talk to her the way that he did after that big confrontation in the Old Dark. That's what I would like to see. So that's one of my predictions and something that I would like to see.
Cool. Jazzy.
I'll save what I was about to say. I'm going to save as my prediction. So what I'm going to say instead, I think I would just like to see some tavern moments, like episode 9, when they were in the tavern. In that one, Elowen saw Derwin outside. Maybe they'll see someone they recognise that they wasn't expecting to see. Maybe someone from Dolly's past. Dolly's not had an awful lot of her own specific stuff since. So maybe she'll bump into someone she knows. Maybe Aska will turn up there. Wouldn't that be lovely?
Who knows?
We live in hope for an Aska return. We live in hope.
That we do. That we do.
So yeah. So a
tavern moment. Cool. Shannon?
I mean, I think it's pretty well known now that I would just like to be proven right. So I would like to see if we get more fuel for the Radiant Rizlord theory. Especially like after he lost his Riz, guys. I want to see if it's like Stella got her groove back, Radiant got his Riz back. Like no, I don't think he's gonna get his Riz back. Like, don't get me wrong. I think it's funnier if he keeps rolling badly and having no Riz, but because that would make him having Riz funnier. But yeah,
he lost his
I don't
Riz
know.
in South Kaliska.
He lost his Riz in South Kaliska. Yeah, exactly. I think this is a perfect opportunity to have Radiant remember some stuff. It doesn't have to be plot important because obviously, like right now, I think we've like this. I would prefer the story focus on like what's going on with Elowen and going into Kel's stuff. But if we're in the city of the Once Wild, and like this is the first chance we're gonna get to see anything inspired by the Feywild other than that themselves vision, it would be nice. It would just be nice to have a little bit of crumbly put on our drama salad.
Little bit of flaky salt. Just
a little bit of flaky salt, a little bit of pink Himalayan pink salt.
Himalayan pink Riz.
Yeah. Himalayan pink Riz.
Harry
just
does
a little bit. Who's messing with my green screen?
Harry does like a dual-pronged main quest.
Yeah, exactly. That's the other thing.
That's for sure. I do think it's interesting that we maybe forget or whatever that so far all Radiant's Riz moments have been with men.
Yeah, he keeps rolling badly with. Well, he had Aska for a minute. And then he messed
he had
up
her for a hot minute, and then he screwed it up by yelling.
Yeah,
at
he
her.
screwed it up by yelling. Yeah,
he never had Trask. He never had Trask. He
that
he
was
did,
a misread.
Vim,
He was pretending to be another man.
Yep.
So like I think
That's not a
Lovac
good
is the
foundation for a
closest
relationship,
we've.
really, is it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Lovac and Asker are the closest he's gotten so far. Bear, what is under my desk that you find so fascinating? There's not enough room for the both of us under there.
Your feet.
I'm
Shan.
literally sideways. You can't tell. I'm sitting like diagonal right now because he's pushed me.
What would I like to see in 45? I think a drawn out snowball fight in Taliska
Oh.
would
Yes.
be
I think that would heal me.
yeah. I think that'd be cool.
Take 6 points of Christmas damage.
Christmas damage.
6
yeah.
points of jingle damage.
Oh,
All right.
Radian likes this.
In keeping with our predictions here, number of words in the title and your prediction. Let's go in reverse order. I'm gonna go with. Let's go with. I'm sticking with one. I'm sticking with one. Prediction. Oh boy. I'm going with the dwarf's name is Magnus, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm gonna go with Magnus is very difficult to find. Much more difficult than they anticipated. Jazzy.
So I'm going to let a D6 decide this one.
Okay.
3.
3. Popular choice.
Popular choice. My prediction. We're going to go with. It's tricky to get to know how far they'll get. I'm not sure if they'll get to the temple.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go, but I think there's enough time for the party to somehow find themselves being signed up for a sports tournament.
Ooh, party signed up for sports tournament. All right.
You know,
Blitz
went
ball
into
time.
Liska. Went into Liska.
When in Taliska,
that's-
play blitzball.
That is the wrong.
Blitzball.
We're going with
Blitzball
Jazzy.
expansion.
Sophie.
Number of words. I'm gonna go 4.
4. Mm-hmm.
Yep. I did say a sort of a soft prediction about like Kel and Ellie having a heart to heart about the sword and so on. But another of my predictions is based on I don't think Harry's done putting the brothers in danger, and the last person that Elowyn dreamt about was Darwin getting hurt. Obviously, she's had a message that he's fine and he's safe and he's well. But I think that word will reach Elowyn in some way, shape, or form that either he's in big danger or that he's been very seriously hurt.
Okay. Elwyn now has a sending stone, right?
She does. She has the sending stone.
With Riordan
Yeah.
Grenwyn.
So it would be very easy for what's
Riadir. Yep.
Rhoda? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
To send her a message, or to send a message to the sending stone, because I don't know that he knows that Elowyn has it.
Has it.
He knows
at
the
this point.
plan around Torian, but I don't think he knows that Elowyn has it. To send a message saying, your brother's hurt, you need to come home, or your brother's in danger, you need to come home.
Cool. Shannon.
Well, I was torn between two numbers, but somebody picked one of my numbers, so I'm going to go with my second choice, which is 5, because I counted the amount of words in City of the Once Wild, just to see. Just to see, because it could be named after a location again. But since my other choice, it's mostly because my other choice was taken, so I'm going with 5. I was torn between 3 and 5, and I don't want to double up, so I chose my second number. predictions. It's a tough one. I think I is going to become a professional athlete.
On purpose or by accident?
Completely by accident. There's no way he does it on purpose. He can't even read. Like he can't read the rules. He can't count the players on the field. Like
No, but he can read a
he's
room.
just-
He can read a room. He might have
Yep.
instinct.
That's true. He can read a room now. The hunt's for the goose. I think that I think he's gonna become a professional athlete. I'm trying to think if I could come up with something else that isn't from my wants list, because I want to come up with something fun. I think maybe Kel will see somebody he knows.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Because Harry pointed out it's a frontier town, and a lot of people go there for supplies before going to Lathy.
Cool.
So those are my two. Those are my. Because
Yeah.
I want my wants separated from
Maybe-
my predictions.
Yeah, maybe we should have asked Paul to make a prediction.
Oh, Paul.
But he knows too much, I think.
Yeah, that's true. He knows too much. We can't
Yeah.
ask him anything. He
Yeah.
knows too much. I literally wrote in my notes, Paul knows everything.
Paul knows
So
everything.
I can, and I
Yep.
forgot what it meant. So I was like, why did I write that? Does Paul actually know everything?
Paul knows
And then I
everything.
remembered.
All right. Anything else on 45, guys?
It'd be lovely to
Lovak's
see
hot.
He's a handsome son of a gun.
Handsome son of a
Lovak
gun.
will continue to be a handsome son of a gun.
I still.
He's going to be our number one bae. That's our bae.
Lovac
Yeah.
may
He's
He's
return.
replaced Morgan now. He's replaced Morgan.
Yeah, well, Morgan was bae for different reasons. Lovac
Yeah.
is like hot and bae. He's your ride or
Lovac
die,
is
you know.
capable.
He's your
capable.
ride or die. He'll have sexual tension with about anybody. I'm leaving I out, because that is a child who may become a professional athlete. I'm trying to think what else Lovac is. I mean, he can kill you with his fists. That's kind of hot.
Mhm.
He can throw you. He can throw you.
Oh, he
he
can
can
throw.
throw you.
He can throw you.
really
He's
far,
really
by the
good
way.
with his hands.
He's really good.
Mhm.
And I just think if anybody can shut Radiant up,
It's
winner.
him.
I mean, he
Winner.
basically
No,
did.
he did.
basically
That's what
did.
I'm saying. If anybody can shut Radiant up, they are the number one. They're the number one boy.
Yeah.
It's our number one. That's our number one boy.
Excellent.
So yeah.
All right.
Lovac
Spoilers going down. Topic.
for the Lovac.
Mop up for the Lovac. Mop up.
Oh,
I should buy a Lovac mini from Mark. I wanted to buy.
can you buy
his-
it?
I don't know.
Oh
I'm
my
going to ask him
goodness,
if I
Soph.
can. But I want to buy his little kobolds. And I've been thinking
Oh.
about it. I was waiting till after the holidays. I want to
Uh-huh.
buy his little kobolds. They're really cute.
You just keep adding more things that I should have gotten put in the package to you, Shan.
Wait, there's stuff in there?
Maybe.
Oh,
No,
wait,
maybe
you're
there-
saying I
maybe there
should
is.
have. I
I
know,
should
but
have.
but there's so much. I've spent so much money. I need to stop for a minute.
That's
So I'm going to
Just
wait.
for a hot minute. Just a hot
Just a
minute.
hot, just
that's
a minute.
just
that's
a
true,
hot
especially if
minute.
we're
Just a
if we're
minute.
on project. Shan comes to
Oh, yeah.
England
Well, no,
Yeah.
sure.
as well.
You
Yeah,
told me
no.
people listen to this. Shh. Remember, I wanted it to be a fun surprise.
A fun surprise
We won't tell them when. We won't tell them
Yeah, I
when.
mean, at some point.
We could be planning for like 2027.
Spoilers. I mean, honestly, at this rate, yeah, we are planning for 2027. At the rate of my bank account. You don't even know how much money I owe Doc.
Considering how much money Shan owes me, yes.
I almost said your government name. That's why I stopped. I've never used his government name. I've never used his government name, and for some reason, I was just about to. Could not tell you why. I've never done it ever. Have I ever used your government name? Never.
I don't believe so.
No, I've never have. No, that was crazy that my brain was like, just do it.
Just do
Say
it.
it.
Go
Just say
for
it.
it.
Why
Yeah,
not?
No, I'm not going to say what his government name is.
All
No,
right.
that's what your brain was doing. I'm not encouraging you.
Oh, yeah.
Off content, we can talk about government names. Cool. Any other business then?
Oh, Harry said that I could tell the podcast if we were still recording that somehow, some way, despite watching the Game Awards, he completely missed that the Claire Obscure DLC. He messaged us during the episode. He just realized the Claire Obscure DLC is an entire new area. He thought it was just photo mode. I don't know if that's because I messaged him photo mode real because he was still awake when it dropped. But he just said, you could tell the podcast that I didn't know that it was a whole area.
What?
He did not know that
I
it
don't
was a
believe
whole
you.
new... He just said it in the chat. He said, wait.
Not you,
Oh,
Shan. I don't
him.
believe.
You
I
don't
was
believe
like
him.
We're
Harry. I
talking
don't.
about Harry. Harry, I don't believe you.
I just don't think he was paying attention. He didn't know who Lenny Kravitz was.
Oh yes.
Well, this is true. He didn't.
I
He's
mean,
just a sweet summer child. He knows very
He is
little.
a
He knows
yeah.
so
sweet
few
I
things.
think he
boy.
does it for effect, though.
I don't know. This
Yeah.
felt real.
I
This
think
felt
sometimes
real.
maybe it is a put on. Sometimes
Yeah.
maybe it is.
I mean,
Yeah, I
he
need
was. I really feel like he was doing it for doing. Like, I don't understand what Lovak is doing.
No, he said,
Yeah.
I'm saying this to bait Shan, but it is also true. I did not know until just now. He said both.
Oh, what a guy! What a guy!
He genuinely did not
Normal
know.
guy.
Just an innocent
normal
boy.
Just an innocent
Just,
man.
He is a very innocent boy.
That's why
Yeah.
he faked his death and is on his way to Mouse.
Oh man.
yeah.
He was too embarrassed.
I look forward to some holiday cocktail making with Harry over the festive period. Right. Shall we roll these some Poli while I try and make sure I can bring up Harry's favorite
Which
moment?
dice should I use this time? Should I use my bath bomb dice or my deck dice?
I've got my natural 6 dice
I'm
in
I'm
my.
Because
going-
I got both.
I'm going for the blue dice tray.
Blue dice tray.
I need about
Did you get
5.
both? Did you get both, Jazzy? Did you get both?
I've
trays?
got. No, I wasn't at MCM, so I've just got the lovely blue tray. But I've got 2 sets of dice. So I've got the geeky clean dice, but today I'm using the original natural 6.
Where'd the
dice.
D4 go?
And I need to put my mop somewhere.
Uh-oh, I'm missing a D4.
I haven't got.
And
my
when you
geeky
say
6
original,
dice
you
yet.
mean the merch drop one?
The
Merch
original
drop,
merch
original,
ones,
not
as opposed to
Kickstarter, sorry.
Kickstarter,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
I didn't
hope the
have. I
dogs
didn't have the
didn't eat my
funds for
D4.
Kickstarter dice, which
Oh, there it is.
What
Missing
did you
some.
have? What did you have to? What level did you have to back in order to get the?
Oh, it was the next tier up from me because I really thought about it. I think it was 100 pounds. I really
Yeah.
thought about it, but I could not justify it that
Yeah.
month that I backed it.
yeah.
So, and I
Same.
regretted it. I still regret it. That's why I bought the
Like-
ones that they're based off of, the Hex Tech dice.
Yeah.
I really regretted it. I probably should have just spent the extra money. I've spent so much money
Yeah.
anyway. But I couldn't have known at the time, you know.
It was one of
Wow.
those
I
things
had
where
no
spent-
idea I
spent
was gonna
so
love
much
it
money
this
at
much.
Like I spent so much money at like EDX, and it was going to be like the festive season coming up. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I had no idea.
This is close to max, guys.
Mine is not great.
Hold on. I'm trying to remember.
I
You have
got-
to roll 3 zeros for 100, right?
You have to write
Yes.
00
Oh,
and
it's
0.
bad
yeah.
then. It's bad,
I have
guys.
to say,
Oh no, you got a 00, but
Yeah.
not a.
I will
Oh,
say I
no.
got a nat 20.
Excellent, Jazzy.
I got a 4 on my D20. which
The
is
last
great.
roll I did, I got a nat 1 on my D20. So it's being very extreme at the minute.
Yeah, it's not good. That sucks.
Well, it was respectable. The
Hmm.
D100 saved me.
As it always does. It has too
Yeah.
much power.
It does.
Excellent.
I'm not comfortable with the amount of power that it has.
All right. 1, 2, 3 is my score.
You got
123.
123.
23.
It's alright. Wow. Did you get 100 then on your percent?
90.
90. Nice.
90. Yeah. And 6 on the D6, 19 on the D20, 11 on the D12. Yeah, it was good.
I mean, I broke through.
I'm just
I
looking
broke
at
through
Shad's
dirt.
face.
This, I've just had a really bad day today, guys.
It's not been your day.
Do you want to
It's not been
re-roll,
your day,
Shan?
honey.
No, it's against the rules.
Bard,
109.
109.
Wow. That's a good
Considering
one.
I got 4 nat 4s and my D4 was in nat 1, I think that's pretty respectable.
The recovery of the D100.
I got an 80 on my D100.
Ooh,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and a 9 on my D10.
D10, yeah.
nice.
Jazzy?
Despite getting a nat 20 on my D20, I got 94.
94.
I got a 60 on the percentile, but also the other rolls, it was like 3s and 2s.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the nat 20 really stood out.
All right, Shannon. Let's hear
The
the
face.
disaster.
27.
Oh,
Whoa.
wow.
That was really bad.
That's rough.
The highest I got a 17 on the D20, but like it was all
my-
2s and a 3 and a 1 and yeah, and then I rolled 00, so 27.
So nearly all of
Ooh.
that was from a
D20.
yeah.
Hmm.
So you could
Yeah.
have
Whoa.
so you could have genuinely got as low as 10
You-
potentially.
Yep. Yeah.
I
That's
think
rough.
we've had a
That's a
13 in
bummer.
the Discord.
I just think
We've had a
today
13.
was-
I think so.
yeah.
Wow.
I just think today's not my day.
Well,
Got an
I think the
initiative
lowest you
roll
can get
still.
is 6. isn't it?
tomorrow.
Yeah. What's tomorrow?
Wednesday.
I have
Going
to go
up.
to work.
It's going up. It's got to go up from here, Shan.
I mean, I guess. I work at Starbucks. How much more up can I get?
Up.
With balloons.
Someone's going to give you a massive tip tomorrow.
We'll see. We split our tips.
It's the thought that counts.
In
Yeah.
cash. In your hand.
Yeah, I put it in the tip jar so I don't get in trouble.
Mm.
Bear behaves.
Yeah.
Tomorrow.
Oh, that would be nice, wouldn't it? He
Okay.
poops outside. He poops
alright.
outside. Would be my win.
That's your prediction.
Okay,
for
Harry's moment, which is a good one.
Yeah, what is it?
Let me get it up here.
Yeah, I keep both my natural 6 dice in the one bag for the one bath bomb I've used so far. I've only used one so far, but it's so that I don't lose them and they stay together and I don't have to keep fighting to get my D4 out of that box. Show me. I tried.
Thank you very much, Harry, for that moment. That wasn't of... yeah.
That is my nightmare.
That is a
Yeah.
nightmare.
It was a thing that
That is a nightmare. All right, we're going up from here. Whoops. We're no longer 5. We're 4. We're going up from here. Shannon,
Yeah.
let's roll some d20s here.
Okay.
I kind of wasted my minute 20 really. Oh my god.
Nat 1.
Nat 1!
Well, at least
Oh,
I didn't do
yeah.
that.
You did say that you wasted it. Well,
got-
I've got natural. I've got natural 6.
The ultimate roll.
Yep.
I got a 9.
9. Shannon.
I rolled a 12.
Well, you're.
See?
You're,
It's already
you're,
going up.
You're high score.
Yeah.
Would you like to go
say-
first or last, Shannon?
I'll go last.
All right.
Can you get out of there?
Then
There's no food.
I guess it's. Is it me or is it? No, Jazzy. You got.
No, it's
You got
Jack.
nat
I
1,
got
right?
a Nat 1.
All right, go. All right, Jazzy.
Bear, get.
Okay.
Do your shoutouts and then let's get out of here.
let's get out of here. Okay, so shout outs to all of you. Thank you for having me on, being co-host with me. Shout out to Paul. What a wonderful guest. Took a ton of questions from us and actually threw some our way as well, which I thought was a lovely little touch. Shout out to Pat from the Discord. She sent this beauty. Don't know if you can see on camera.
Yeah.
She sent this wonderful postcard with
The Witcher
Witcher
stamps.
Witcher stamps. They're
Don't dox
absolute-
yourself, Jazzy.
Thank you.
I mean, I couldn't see it. It was pretty washed out. So
Yeah,
with
it's pretty
luck,
washed out,
nobody
but-
saw it.
Thank you, Doc. Shout out to Doc for protecting me.
For protecting your privacy.
Look, it's
Here's
nearly
my
mi-
address. Let's make sure that we've got it in a good angle.
No, it's nearly midnight. Yeah, so lovely stamps there. But on the back, she drew this.
Mushrooms.
Absolutely wonderful.
Very cool.
And shout out to Kenneth for doing some more spreadsheet work with Elowen's great sword dreams.
Definitely. All right, cool. I guess I'll go next. Thank you guys very much. Congratulations on winning the Roly-Poly off. Thank you both for joining Shan and I here. Hope you had a good time with Paul. Thanks very much to Paul for coming on, being so generous with his time. Hope his daughter sleeps well.
No 10 p.m. ice cream.
Maybe he went and did 10 p.m. ice cream. Who knows?
They
I
might
love
have.
that.
They might
I
have.
love that that's a thing, by the way.
Yeah.
It's still my favorite podcast moment. I'm not gonna lie. The audacity. I love her for that.
And shout outs to everybody for all the great Natural Six stuff that happened during 2025. And may our 2026 be just as exciting
Virtuous.
and virtuous. Thanks, Jesse. Shannon.
Yeah. Shout out to Paul. It was really fun. It was a good time. Sorry, I was late. And then shout out to you guys for coming on and helping us interview. It was a lot of fun, and I think it was nice to have everybody get a chance to ask one of the many questions that we had, as opposed to just one person rattling them off. Shout out to I'm so tired. I've been up all day. Shout out to the SKA plushie, which is like the one good thing that happened to me today. I won't have it till next year, but at least it's coming. And I guess Doc put my stuff in the mail, so that was a good thing. That's two good things today. Shout out to my new cup. It's very fun. I got
The
black
husky.
because everyone got a different color too. I didn't want us all to get the same color because so yeah, shout out to my husky cup. It's very fun. I feel very fancy. It's so much better than drinking out of a cafetiere. What else? Is there anything else I feel grateful for today? Oh, you know what? Shout out to my sister. This is something I forgot to. She did something that I forgot to do in my doing lately. She gave me her standing desk, and it's now my hobby table. It's covered in Christmas gifts right now because obviously. But I was building lots of Legos on it on my day off last week. I'm going to use it to build Legos and do other crafts that I like to do, especially because she bought me Legos last year, which understandably I never built. I got them for Christmas last year. I never built them. So shout out to my sister for giving me this standing desk. She asked me if it counted as a Christmas gift, and I literally was like, I'm going to fight you. So yeah, shout out to her and Legos. I had one and I forgot. Oh yeah. So shout out to the Natural Six community, as this is our last recording of the year, as Doc kind of implied. I I mean, the year wasn't great for me, but there was only one direction it could go, and that was up. Did it go up? Don't know. But yeah, thanks for, I guess, helping to keep me sane this year. It sucked, but it was fun. Things that suck can be fun too. So yeah, like I'm excited for the new year. Excited for new content, new spoliers, new chaos. But please follow the rules. Like chaos, yes, but follow the rules. I'm watching you. Yeah, shout out to my dogs who have been annoying me for the last 2 hours. And I can't think of anything else. I am... Shout out.
Excellent.
Yep.
We will be back on the 13th, I think,
I
think
when we
so.
record next.
The bird team?
No. No. No.
Don't tell Holly.
I'm so on Holly's side. You
I'm
have
gonna-
no idea.
I'm going to clip this and send it to her.
Episode 13.
Just for that.
Nope.
Jesse.
Nope.
There is something to look forward to in life, and it's episode 13.
Yeah, I think it's the 13th. When we will record next, 13th of January.
Woo.
Have a
This
great...
is liquid IV, by the way. not
Excellent.
alcohol.
Have a great holiday season, whether you're celebrating Christmas or not.
Shout out to the holidays.
And we will see you in 2026. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.